And we are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Interview You Stories, the hot as hell edition. No, I'm kidding. I hope you're cool. I hope you're comfortable. I hope you have your drink and everything is wonderful. And you're wondering, what in the hell am I doing now? I want you to say, let me get over to the chat. This was a surprise. This is happy birthday to our guest today, best friend in your thread. Happy birthday!
Yay! I'm so excited.
So, if you guys didn't know, it is not best friend's birthday today. It is in a week. It's a week from today, and you know, I love birthdays and I love to celebrate birthdays because we would not have all these wonderful people if they weren't born. So I think it's really important to celebrate their existence. So, hello, Amo. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Irvin the Paid Tourist. Irvin the Paid Tourist. I like that name. Awesome, awesome. Irvin, you are new, and I am thankful that you are here. Have friends, sit down, chill out. This is a little bit different of an interview show. This is about people's stories and interconnecting with their stories because that's how people really do connect. You start talking to someone and find out all the stuff you have in common. Feel free to tell your stories, get involved. We really like it when the chat is involved. I will also be referring to our guest best friend in her thread. Her links are below. Check out her channel after the show. Don't forget to tweet this out. Give us a thumbs up. And come back and comment afterwards because everybody can see everybody and every single live event that I do, whether You Stories Special Edition, or Lady Borgia Live, are all community building events for creators and viewers. See, I was a viewer until February. And, you know, viewers like to watch things and be involved and have friends too, although they might not make things. Hell, I never saw the inside of an editing program until December. So the lady was new to this. I just jump into things really fast. But so we are having a birthday party and we are celebrating Steph, aka best friend in your thread. And she really, really is a best friend. This is the easiest girl to work with that I have. Like, it's incredible. Michelle, we have a dust storm going in Santa Valley. Oh my God, that's right. It is monsoon season. Dear Lord, be careful, Michelle. Thank you for coming. And Irvin, like I said, jump in with your stories as you hear them. So I am going to pop the camera on to best friend, and I'm going to warn her first so she knows to hook up because that would be terrible of me. I wouldn't be a very good friend if I just did that. So, okay, guys, this is best friend and your friend Stephanie. Stephanie, how are you doing today, lovely, on this horribly hot as hell day?
What? Pardon me. Pardon me. I didn't mean to be doing anything while I was waiting.
You guys have to love her. She's an incredible smartass, and I love it because I'm an incredible smartass too. So this should be good. Oh, thank you, Michelle, and beautiful. Well, we've got the beautiful birthday girl right here, and she is funny as hell. So, one big thing with her, we've got a lot to talk about today, all kinds of things you might not know about this very funny and smart lady. But you start your new job on Monday, right?
I do.
So let's see, Michelle, I can't hear her. I can only hear you. Okay, can anybody else hear Steph? Because I can hear. Let me take her off for a second. That's
Spaghetti-o.
okay. Let's see. Anybody else? Can you hear best friend in your thread? If somebody could tell me if it is just on Michelle's end or otherwise. Ammo, anybody? Give us a little bit of a hand. I'm going to take it off.
Can you hear me at all? Or just, am I quiet?
Okay, she can hear you now. All right, she said no worries. All right, it was just a little thing on her end. I just wanted to make sure. Kimberly, what is up? She says hello, my favorite people. Fantastic. So if you guys didn't know, best friend in thread, she had a different job. She often couldn't come to things because she was on, you were on second shift, right?
That's correct.
So she would often, there's a little funny story behind this. She would often come to my shows, but she wouldn't be able to hear them. And this is before I got to know her a bit, except she would come religiously. And I see a big happy birthday, Steph. Yeah, it's in a week.
Aww.
We're celebrating her. She didn't know. I got her on and then I turned the cameras off and quick, I was running around throwing this up. So surprise. So technically it's in a week and it's birthday rule. You get to celebrate your birthday for at least a week, if not the whole damn month, I think. I think that's only fair. So we're starting it now.
Wahoo!
Woo! So anyway, she would always come to my shows, even though she couldn't hear what I was saying. So, and I always thought it was fascinating. I was like, what an awesome person. She can't hear me, but she can see me. So I would always, let's see, I can hear her, but it sounds like she's down a hole. Sometimes it's YouTube, guys. Unfortunately, YouTube gets bogged down. I don't think they ever expected the live streams that happen. When I first started live streaming, a month after I started, it was in March. Barely anybody was live streaming. And there weren't the problems that there are now. Sometimes there's just stuff that we can't do. It may shift as we go. I unfortunately there is no control over this, which is why I may switch to Zoom. You do have sound control, and I don't have a soundboard, so it is what we've got. So anyway, we're gonna move ahead. She always would watch, and I always would mouth it. Best friend, I see you. So for once, well, not for once, she was on my adult show. She is here on her own, and I'm gonna do it anyway. Best friend, I see you.
Yay!
Oh, Kimberly says, we all have sign language for her. She came into my life and was so sweet. Exactly. Apparently, we all have, because I would do I love you in sign language. That's freaking hysterical. There is, wait, that is a new Hall of Fame. The official best friend sign language. It's not ASL, it's SSL. Steph's sign language. Hashtag SSL. All right, so let me get a drink because I sound like Peter Brady. And we're going to get into, hey, share Eric's. Yeah, I sound like Peter Brady. Good Lord. Yeah, let's stop that. If you don't know, guys, for anybody who's new, I have a problem with my tonsils, so that's why. So we're gonna go and talk to her. She started her new job on Monday, so she will be on first shift, right?
That's correct.
And we're going to talk about where she lives. She's in upstate New York. I'm not telling you exactly where because you're not supposed to go stalk her. That's a no-no. Hey, Terrell, how are you? Oh my God. God, what is with my voice today? I'm sorry. It's very, very hot out where. Is it hot where everyone is? Oh, look. Kimberly says, I absolutely love her. I was a subby of hers when she was like in her 30s. I'm so proud of her. I am too. When I met her, she was much lower and she is going through the roof. Zoom. So, all right. I love one of the things that she said. So, we're not going to go and talk about her new job right away. We're going to talk about, I love something that she said. She lives up near Buffalo, right, Steph?
That's correct. Yep.
And you said that just about everything where you live is 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I found this fascinating. And this is one thing that I think is really cool. How long have you lived there?
Forever. Since I was born. Yeah. So, I have not moved. I still live in the same town I was born.
See, I think that's just like the coolest thing ever because I've moved, so I can go back and see people, but being able to see people and whatnot. Irvin the Paid Tourist says, I'll be in Albany, New York for a couple days so I can stalk her. Oh, that's wonderful. As long as you do it from a distance, honey. And
It will be a distance, though.
yeah, yeah. Unless you bring her earrings.
Yeah.
Because as we'll talk about, she loves earrings. We're going to get into her love of earrings. Mama Styles is here. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, definitely. She loves earrings. And I can make other jokes now, but I won't because I'm going to be nice. I actually have to, we've been on air before each other. So she's got some really cool things with her family and whatnot. How close do your mom and your grandma and your family live to you?
So my mom lives in my first house because this is now my second house, and I am walking distance. I'm probably about like 6 blocks from my mom, and maybe about 8 blocks from my grandparents.
That is so cool. I would just love to be able to do that. So you get to see them all the time. What are some of the fun things that you like to do with them? Like just go visit, you go hang out. What do you guys do together?
So my mom and I like to shop a lot. My grandma, now that she's getting a little bit older, she's in her 80s.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't like to run around as much, but we actually do a lot of porch sitting at my grandma's house. So we'll just sit on the porch, my grandma, me, my mom, and my grandpa, and we'll just sit and have some sun tea and hang out and chat, and it's like our thing.
That's so cool. I love that. Hey Gemma, good to see you. Jump in with the conversation anytime that you want. Michelle says she's from Stamford, Connecticut originally and been in Arizona for 14 years now.
Oh.
Hey, 802 Vids, good to see you. Thank you. And hopefully everybody is staying cool. So she has this wonderful thing. Yeah, my grandmother did the same thing. When she got a little bit older, she didn't want to run around as much. In fact, we tried to bring her into New York and she was like, okay, you're dragging me. And that wasn't good. So I know you love shopping, and I don't know if everybody knows. What is one of your favorite things to shop for?
Oh my goodness. Well, I do love buying earrings. It's a problem. I like to buy a lot of stuff, but I always go for jewelry. Like, but earrings, 9 times out of 10, it's earrings. I need to start breaking out more of them. You guys don't even know. There's just so hot in my closet.
I can. Hey, Giggles, what's up? Thank you for coming. Gamma, yeah, definitely jump in, honey. Everybody is welcome. We love to have everybody talk and get in and tell stories. Interview use stories for anybody that's new. It's not just a cold interview. I do pre-interview everyone first, and it is meant to connect everyone through stories. It's a little bit different of a concept, but it's true. You figure that's how you connect to people is talking. You start telling each other stories, and that's how you connect. So just a quick aside for anybody new. So I'm so curious, how did you get like the whole earring thing? Like when did it start? What are your favorites? What like gets you?
So I think I started wearing them more when I cut my hair off because it's, an easy way to look feminine without having to do a whole lot when you don't have a lot of hair.
Good point. That's true. I cut my hair off once too, and yeah, I get that. Yeah, please go
Yeah.
ahead.
And you can show them off more than if you have long hair and it's always down. I don't like my hair touching me, so I usually keep it really short.
No, that makes sense though, because hair can be like hot and annoying. My hair's super thick, and right now I keep pulling it up and tying it back. But yeah, it gets on your nerves very easily.
But that is a good thing about long hair too, though, is if it is long, you can pull it up into a ponytail to get it out of your face. So, yeah,
This
you
is
gotta weigh
true.
the options there.
Very true. Hey, S2W Themes, Enzo, thank you for having you. Michelle says she loves your hairstyle. I actually do too. I think it's awesome. I love the little
Thank
poop she
you.
has on top. I can't do that to save my frigging life. I can do makeup. I can teach you about science. I can color my hair. Apparently, they said the hardest thing to do is this color. I don't know, the one I did first. Ask me to do what Steph does to the top of her hair, and you will see a mess. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. So when you were younger, did you have long hair?
I did. I had longer hair when I was younger, but it was always really thin and like straggly. And the longest I could probably get it was just like maybe like the middle of my back, but that was like it was as long as it was ever gonna get. And it was just really, really thin. So for many years I kept it like just about the shoulders and or like a bob. I had a bob for a long time. That was a good haircut for really thin, fine hair.
Yeah, that's true. Because I had a long bob. I cut one last August, and I'm growing it out. But then the girl went and over texturized the bottom because my hair is so thick, which is kind of weird because your hair thins out most at the bottom anyway. So that wasn't the best thing. I love how you have like the sides of your head shaved. I want to do it so badly, but she did warn me that growing it out, you might. And I went, oh, wait, that's true. Maybe that isn't a good idea. So, yeah, Kimberly, she definitely rocks the hair. And Mama Style says, too bad that she can't wear earrings beside her industrials. She wears her hair up too often because it's frizzy. Yeah, Mama Styles, I have a similar problem. My hair is super curly, but I will be bringing a whole bunch of cool tutorials on how to straighten it out and get rid of the frizz because I have been fighting that crap my whole life. My hair is actually super curly. And bleach, they said, would make it less, but whatever. So I know for the men in the room, stay with us. In fact, a lot of men do wear earrings, though. So I don't know. Do any of the guys in the room have earrings? And curious, and for the ladies, what are your favorites? In fact, Steph, what are your favorites? Are you like a silver girl, a dangly girl, a gold girl? Do you mix gold and silver? I mean, guys might be going like, what the hell? But these are important things when it comes to earrings. They are.
I will wear just about anything, but the bigger the better. And I and I do prefer silver, but I do love gold and rose gold, so I'll wear them all.
Cool. Yeah, hey, God, what is with the Peter Brady voice? I'm like, hi. Excuse me, Muppet Girl over here. Quantum Files, how are you? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Kimberly says she still wants those star danglies you got a while
Oh
back.
yeah, they're like hot pink and they're very like 80s looking.
Oh, that is so cool. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for earrings, and if I see something really good, send them to you. So where do you find your best ones? Because you really are known as like the earring connoisseur. And we're not gonna stay on the subject the whole time, guys, but it's true. She really is known for her earring. As long as being very smart, very pretty, but she's and a smart ass. She is known for her earrings. She'll tell you too, she's a smart aleck, smart ass, smart aleck. I don't think ass is a swear word anymore. I don't
I
think it
don't
ever
think so.
was. It's a
Yeah.
donkey. Well, I'm not calling you a donkey. Oh, hell, that came out wrong. Great. I just call my guess a donkey. What the frig? Okay. This is why I love her.
I
This
mean,
rocks.
I'm
Oh,
an
Kimberly says she has stars tattooed all over her back. That is so cool.
Woo.
Quantum Files, glad you're fine. And Mama Stella said, I got a hair product to spray in my hair to help with the frizz. It's also wavy and curly. Great. I will actually, I have some more to help you with that aren't so bad and they last forever. I'm glad it's working for you though. And I'm curious what you got. I do have a star tattoo too. Very interesting. Anyway, go ahead, Steph. I'm sorry. Roll on with what you were saying, honey.
Where I get my earrings? Is that
Yeah,
what what
what
what we
was
were
your like?
talking about?
Yeah, where is like your favorite place? And like, if I'll give you two questions, where's your favorite place to go? And then after that, if you could go anywhere and buy any earrings you wanted, We'll hit that one second. What's your favorite place first? We'll do that.
Oh, that's tough. Um, let's see. I actually
Because I need new earrings.
a recent batch of earrings I got was actually from a friend. Because she was stretching her ears, so she gave me a bunch of her earrings because she can't wear them anymore. And
Right.
that was cool because she likes very eclectic, earrings. And I usually just, it doesn't matter what store I go into, uh I will go and shop and look for the earrings right away. But honestly, I find a ton of earrings at Walmart.
That's you know what? It would have never occurred to me to look there. There's a Walmart. We're spoiled here. Everything's 5 minutes away. So Walmart is like the big like 15-20 minutes from my house. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God, it's so far. And then I hear you say to me when we were doing the pre-interview, everything's 20 minutes away. And that's the way it was when I lived in the Princeton area. So it was just kind of normal. And I realized like how spoiled you get when you live in an area that's more, it's like, oh my God, 20 minutes. That it's a hike. Jesus, I can't do that. But that's really interesting because I would not have thought Walmart before I saw your video about that. So that's like a really cool thing to know. Like what are they at? What's the average they run for? Because like I have a jewelry armoire and a crap ton of earrings, but after a while they get like kind of meh,
Yes,
and
exactly.
you don't want to go for those ones anymore. And you're like, I don't want to wear that.
Yeah.
And so
If you're
like
just
go ahead.
going for costume earrings, Walmart for sure, because they're anywhere from like $2 to like $6.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
They're,
awesome. And hey,
and
Mama
you
Styles, thank you so much for coming. Tell Mr.
Hi, Mama
Leo to
Styles.
be, uh-oh, Mr. Leo's being naughty. He does this every time she tries to get a moment. And Mama Styles will be coming on soon, probably near the end of the month or next month, because as you guys know, there's a schedule below down in the description box. Check it out. But please go ahead. $2 to $6. That's freaking
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, and you can, if you get lucky, sometimes when they're bringing in their new stuff, they'll mark down earrings on clearance, and you'll get them for $1. Uh, yeah, I mean,
Wow.
that's why I'm like, who cares? You know what I mean? If they last a couple of wears, and then some of them that were my favorites, and I wore them where they started to tarnish. I just went and repurchased them because they were so cheap. Like,
Yeah, it's no big deal. It's like disposable earrings. Kimberly wants to know how you store all of them because that's true. Storing earrings can be difficult because they can get all tangled and stuff.
yeah, I actually went to a seller on Etsy and I got a custom jewelry holder. I actually should show you guys on a video sometime, but it's wooden and it has like several racks that hold both your hooks and your posts.
Oh,
And
that's nice because that's
yeah,
my problem
so
trying to put all of them.
exactly. So that's what I use. Or for the ones that I use a whole lot in rotation, I have this like little tiny. I got it from the dollar store. It looks like a little cardboard like a like 2 drawer jewelry holder, and I
Right.
just throw them in there if I'm wearing them like every couple of days.
That's an excellent idea because like Kimberly was saying, and otherwise, like I have a drawer that I put mine in, and then I have a little separate thing where I put the stud ones in, but it starts to get like tangled and whatnot. So that would be a really cool video. I would love to see it. She was talking to me about it before we went on air, and I'd love to see it because if it's cool, I'll either build myself one or get it on Etsy. So
Yeah, yeah.
Nathan, how are you? Yes, this is the Steph early
Nathan.
birthday edition. Nathan, anybody who doesn't know his channel, he plays drums phenomenally. Check him out afterwards, or pop open another window if you're on a computer and check him out. You know, you can always do that while watching the show. We encourage it, make friends with everybody. And if somebody doesn't have anything on their channel, that means they're a viewer, and that's like a really good thing. You want viewers. So let's be friendly with them. And plus, I was one, like I said, up until February, that's what I did. I just watched. So it's nice for people to know people and stuff like that. Everybody is welcome. So, something you guys may not know about her and the earrings we do know is Steph is married. You might know that, but also, and I'm going to ask some questions about it. Steph, how tall is your husband?
My husband is 6'7".
Wow, that is phenomenal. Now I have to know, how did you guys meet, and how, like, well, actually, there was one more thing with the earrings, but we'll get back to that because I just skipped it.
Sure.
Wait, hold on. You know what? I do have to ask this, and then we're going to jump to that. If you could buy any earrings you wanted, like you could shop absolutely anywhere and with no budget, where would you go?
The first thing that comes to mind, designer wise, would be like Kendra Scott. I know she makes some really cool earrings that are very classy looking and really sort of on trend too. I
Oh,
really like her
cool.
stuff, but I can't think of anything else except for like maybe Tiffany's. You
Yeah,
can't go
Tiffany's,
wrong with
with
Tiffany's, you know?
Tiffany's.
Yeah.
No. Oh, Gemma, if you'd like to come on, please, my email is in the description box, all the way down at the bottom. My information's the very last thing, BorgiaGlobal@gmail.com. I welcome anybody. I am scheduled through July, and I do pre-interview everyone first. It's not a cold interview. But please, everyone is welcome. You don't have to have a YouTube channel. I have people off YouTube, on YouTube. So if you're interested, Gemma, please email me, and I will put you on the list for pre-interview and then do that and get you scheduled. So I would love to have you. And down below, BorgiaGlobal@gmail.com. Steph, now see, this is the thing. She has never been to New York City, even though
Nope.
she's lived in upstate New York all her life. And I am down near the city. Rachel, what is up? Um, Hold on. She says, happy birthday, lady. It's actually Stephanie's birthday in a week. I surprised her. It's July
Yay.
11th. So when she came on, I didn't have the stuff. I had it hiding. And then we went to, before you go on, you use the facilities, get a drink, do whatever. And I quickly got it all up and surprised her. So her birthday is in a week, and we'll be having the Disabilities special then with a full panel. So not the exact time to be like, happy birthday, Steph, but we will. We'll wish
Yeah.
her happy birthday
Yeah.
again. But so wonderful. So it's early, and I think everybody should get to celebrate their birthday for a minimum of a week, if not the whole damn month. So I decided we're kicking it off now. And we all know I love to celebrate a birthday. So anyway, Tiffany's is one of my favorites, and you must sometime when you and your husband come down. Enzo, S2W Themes, also lives in the area, and we told her that we would be happy to show her around. One of my favorite places on Fifth Avenue is Tiffany's. And guess what? It's 3 stories tall.
Wow. I can't even
Yeah.
imagine. Wow.
Yeah, that much stuff. 3 frigging floors of Tiffany's. And
Wow.
yeah, it's phenomenal. All the sparkling goodness. Just so good in there. Oh, I
I'm
could
like a
just
cat when I see shiny things. I'm like, oh.
yeah, Steph, believe me in there. I'm exactly like a cat too. I mean, I look like the cat with the catnip when they rip it apart and roll in it. That
Yeah.
would be me in Tiffany's. I mean, no, I do stop before I start rolling on the floor, but it's like, oh, okay. May I live here? I'll bring my pillow. Let me just lie here and look at it. I am lucky enough to have a few pieces and be giving gifts from there and stuff like that. We do have a Tiffany's 5 minutes from my house. And
Wow.
yeah, you know what they do there? And I think you would like this. when we go, they're used to us and they're so kind. They bring us out, the little petit four cakes. They bring them out and they're shaped like little miniature square. For anybody who doesn't know, a petit four is a little miniature cake covered with frosting, but like a hard frosting, or more like a fondant type thing. And they're a little like 1 inch square.
Yep.
Anyway, they bring those out. They're in the shape of Tiffany boxes. They're blue with a
Oh,
little white ribbon.
oh,
And they bring them out to you on a little silver tray. And then they bring you water, or if you'd like another beverage, while you look. So
I live there. I want to live there. I'm moving.
this is what happens when I go to the Tiffany. And that's not even the one on Fifth Avenue. That's the one that's 5 minutes from my house. So yeah, I can see you having a lot of fun there and really enjoying it. Oh,
That would be
S2W
fun.
theme says, oh, I know that place all too well. I bet he does. He has a beautiful lady, Eve, and Rachel Laval says, I love Tiffany's. When my husband and I first got married and bought our house, oh, he gave me the
Aw,
house keys on a Tiffany keychain.
that is so
That's
sweet.
that's wonderful. She says that's all we could afford. It doesn't matter. That's adorable.
Aw,
And then S2W themes. And so he says, nothing like the one located on Fifth Avenue. Very true, Enzo. I have to say, the Fifth Avenue store is absolutely freaking magical. And I'm sure that they have the Petit Fours there too. It's just busier. They see me coming though at the one that's near me, and it's just one. I'm like, it's only one floor. I mean, Jesus, I sound like so stuck up. Oh, it's just one floor. That's all. Good Lord. Um, you gotta love it. Gotta love it. Anyway, oh, Michelle, she says she went to one on the Disney Fantasy cruise ship in October. It's amazing. It was, oh my God. I didn't know Disney had Tiffany. You mean
I
there's
didn't know
Disney?
either.
Steph, there's Disney and Tiffany's mixed together.
I didn't even know.
I didn't know either, but that sounds like a wonderful thing because I love Disneyland. Do you love Disneyland? Do you love Disney?
Well, it's a small world after all.
Yes, I can always count on her for a goddamn show. I love it. Oh my God. Bikini party S2W themes. Oh, bikini. But were you there at Frank's Live yesterday? Is that where? Because there was a bikini party over there. Quantum Files, you may be wanting to stop by the next adult party that we have on Use Stories. That is not tonight. We will border it, but we're not going to go over it because I don't have the adult rating. Steph was at the last one. You got to go check it out and check her out. She's hysterical. And yes, I made a big boo boo and flashed her number to the whole frigging world like an idiot. But you can't
Sorry.
see it because I blurred everything out, including part of my neck and my chest for like, I think the most of the rest of the video. So try you might, but you just can't get it from there. I mean, I felt like a complete ass, but you know what? You make a mistake, you fix it, and then it got really funny, and she took it like a champ. I have to say, this girl is just amazing to work with. She doesn't complain. Steph, do you complain? I mean, I never hear you complain about anything. It's phenomenal. I mean, you're more
Oh
patient
yeah.
than I am. Oh, good. What's your favorite
Yeah.
complaint?
I
I'm
totally
curious.
complain.
Oh, cool.
I will complain if I'm hungry and I don't want anything that I have.
I totally get
First
that.
world problems. And then I'll complain like, of course, if it's too hot, I mean,
Uh, that yeah. I'm not a huge complainer, but I was bitching away about that today because I have a house from the 1930s, so and I'm used to central air,
yeah.
and we don't have central air here, so different rooms are different temperatures, and the
Yes.
kitchen is always the worst. It's a very large kitchen, but it heats up, and I'm like, it's hot, and there's nothing I want to eat. And so it's very funny you said this. So I'm like, yes, yes,
Yeah.
agreeing, agreeing. Anybody, Quantum Files wants this to be a bikini party. Honey, it is hot enough. I could tell you, but if we put bikinis on the way we're sitting, you're not going to see anything but the straps. If there are straps, so like that, you can't even see them. It would be kind of lost. So maybe I don't know. You'll have to come to the next adult party. In fact,
We
we have
could
a
do a
really
water
fun one.
balloon toss.
We could we could do a water balloon toss. We could do, I as Kimberly put them, you can't even see, I'll call them what she calls them, the chesticles. You can't even see chesticles on here. You don't know,
Yeah,
unless somebody stands up, you have no idea what the chesticles even look like. So
right.
anyway, so yeah, Tiffany's, that's absolutely, yeah, I've got to say Tiffany's probably be my favorite. A lot of people say Cartier, but or Harry Winston or Van Cleef, but Tiffany's has my heart. So anyway, move it. Cornwell says, LOL. Okay. Yeah, honey, unless we stood up, you can't see anything. We could tell you about it. So, yeah, Kimberly's like, LOL. I still love it. We were talking about welding last week with my guest, and I loved it. She was talking about burn between her chest. I hadn't heard chesticles in so long. I thought it was hysterical. So, anyway, back to what we were talking about before. She's married and she has a wonderful husband and he's 6'7". But I'm dying to hear. Kimberly says you don't want to see me in a bikini. Every woman is gorgeous in a bikini. Well, I think everybody is beautiful. It may not be a model or whatnot, but hell, some models are too damn skinny. I think everybody is beautiful in their own way. That's what I say. So,
Right on.
anyways, it is. It's true because you know what? Bullshit that there's only one way to be beautiful and look. There just isn't. So I am fascinated to know how you met your husband, especially being 6'7", and what you like, where you first saw him, and how this happened. And please tell me about it. I'm curious.
Oh boy. So my husband, I met him at a mattress store, and it was actually my it was actually a job I got, and he was working in the store that I was supposed to be training in.
Mm-hmm.
And I never did anything like that before. I never had a job like that before, but one of my friends who managed the warehouse told me they were hiring, and I had just recently been laid off. So he was like, "You should totally go work at the store. You do great, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't think so." But I did. I took the job, and then on my first, I think it was my first day, my boss, who was trying to train us, he told he told us that we needed to role play. um,
I'm sorry, my brain just went somewhere totally else with that, and I'll admit it.
yeah,
This is her future husband, so she's at a new job, role playing
yeah,
with
in a
him
mattress store.
in a mattress store. Nonetheless, this is getting better. Go
I
ahead.
know.
I am this. I am loving this story.
We had to role play, like I had to pretend I was a customer, and he matched me up with my now husband Joe, and we had to pretend to be husband and wife, and that was our first like meeting. And
Oh my god! Kim Michelle says, "Oh my god, I almost fell out of my chair." She's laughing so hard. Oh, please go ahead.
And yeah, I was like, okay. So we had to pretend we were husband and wife. We had to walk in the store and pretend like we were going to buy a mattress. And this other guy that was training with me had to sell it to us. And what was really funny about the whole thing in my mind while we were pretending to be husband and wife?
What was that?
Well, the first mattress we had to lay on was way too tall for me to get in because they told us to lay down on it. So my so my future husband, my
This is
my fake
hysterical.
husband, he helped me get into the bed. And he was like super kind about it. And then he got in on the other side and he was like, how are you doing? Are you okay? And I was like, this
That
is
is
so
such
weird.
That's such an awkward, like, I'm just picturing like how awkward is that? You're laying, because it's weird enough, honestly, when you go in mattress stores and you try them out, it's weird enough, I don't know, at least to me, I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
feel the same way, to lay down in public. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm laying, and you're trying to keep your feet on the little pad thing, and you're like, all right, I'm trying to get comfortable. And I had the wonderful awkward experience of going with we had picked out a mattress, very short story. We picked out a mattress. I was in a relationship with someone, and there was a problem with the way it fit into the house, and it wouldn't bend to go around a certain thing. So we had to go back and get another one, except he wasn't available. So he sent me with his father. And his Yeah. And so he's like, oh, we got to make sure it's flexible and you don't want to bounce around too much. So he's like, lay down on the bed. And I did. And so he's like, well, turn away. So he keeps jumping into the bed with me and like bouncing it around. And I'm like, I'm laying there like this going, no, make it stop. Make it stop. And mind you, he was like a much older gentleman. The person I was with at the time he had him very late in life. He was the youngest of 5 children. So here I am with like this 75-year-old man jumping into the bed repeatedly with me and like, can you feel me? Can you feel me?
Dad, you're
Oh,
embarrassing me.
seriously. Oh my God. See, and that's like one of those things. Do you ever have that thing when you watch television and somebody does something so embarrassing that you get embarrassed watching it? Or is that just
Yes.
me? Okay, good. But yeah, so I feel your pain, although my situation I think might have been, now that I think about it, probably a bit worse. Um, because yeah, 75-year-old man, and people are like looking like we're shopping together and he wants to jump in the bed. So I'm gonna go back to her story because at least that turns out a lot better than mine. Yeah, and
Wow,
you know
chicka
what?
wow wow.
Yeah, that was just that was bad. So let's see, I've never known an ugly woman in a bikini or seen one. Quantum Files, that's very good. I saw Michelle said something about she was making her bed. Jaded Diva, what is up? We were talking about uncomfortable moments in mattress stores and how Steph, best friend in your thread, first day of work with her current husband was role playing in a mattress store. Now, see, I told you stories is definitely not about just YouTube, but actually is not very much about YouTube. The you and you stories really is about you. So it just happened to match. So yeah, Quantum Files. Wow, exactly. Yeah, mine. Yeah, I hadn't thought of that until you said that. God, that was really bad. I have the bed still. I don't think I want to touch it now. I think I'm creeped out. I forgot about that. I don't. It wasn't the same one as in the store, but oh my God. Oh, Michelle, talk to you later. See you in a week on Wednesday. All right. Well, I'll be on Monday too if you want to stop by for Lady Borgia Live. And Patsy, are we live or is this a replay? We are live, sweet pea. I only did one rerun. I will do more. But no, look, it's me right here waving at
Live,
you,
live,
Patsy.
live.
And it's Stephanie's surprise early birthday party, too. She did not know I was going to do this. Her birthday is in a week. We're talking about role playing in mattress stores and trying out beds in public in really awkward situations. And she put it, bow, chicka, wow, wow. Yeah, we're getting it. We're going there. Of course, we're going there. we're going there. I'm going to take it there. And thankfully, it's not an adult edition, or the train would just go there. Whoo! It's like how fast the subway goes. So,
Bye, Quantum.
yeah, bye, Quantum. Patsy says, "Happy birthday, baby." All right, so back to her story, which is much better. And I need to wash my brain with bleach now, very badly.
Yeah, okay. So he helps me into the bed,
Yes.
and he goes
This
over
is
to
her husband, her
yeah.
to be husband. The first day she's ever met him.
First day I met my husband, we're role playing that we're husband and wife, but even though we just met each other, and we're in a mattress store, and I'm like, it's part of my training because I was gonna work there, and so the other the other guy that's supposed to be, pretending to sell us this mattress for training. He's standing there, my boss is standing there, and then of course my future husband, but I didn't know it at the time. He gets in on the other side of the bed, and I'm laying there, and I thought to myself, oh, he's really kind and sweet. Like, if only I could find someone, a husband that nice. And that's what I thought to myself, but I never thought really anything else of it since then. But then, like, fast forward a couple weeks later, my boss tells me that I'm actually going to be taking his spot in the store.
Oh, wow.
They were going to make him move to another store. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And he was like, no, it's okay, because they thought that since I was a woman, I was not allowed to work in a store by myself.
Wait, what?
So, yeah, they were like really like it's like a family owned business, and they were like really traditional, and like, they didn't want to let me work in this other store by myself. So they told, my future husband that he had to go work there instead. So they moved him like a half hour away. I felt really bad for him. But thank goodness he didn't hate me or anything.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, by the way, Diamond Hammer says to me, he's trying to tell me about what's normal for you. Diamond Hammer, yeah, I actually do know Steph. I text with her. I'm familiar with her. We didn't just meet today, and I do pre-interview all my guests, but before I pre-interviewed her, she'd actually been on an episode, and we've talked back and forth. So, yeah, I am familiar with Steph, and role playing in a mattress store with a man is completely normal for her and completely normal for this channel too. So it's, yeah, we talk about anything here, and the adult version that we tried out worked out so well. People want to have it. We've got some very special stuff coming up, and it involves some, maybe, I don't know. Well, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to blow it out of the water yet. Anyway, you might want to think about what you wear, though. Anyway, past that. And Diamond Hammer, when I first heard your name, I thought it said Diamond Hammer, the erotic gamer. So I'm sorry. I was like, wow, I didn't know there were games like that. But it's just my crappy eyesight. Michelle goes, no spoilers. No, we do have one coming up, and we'll probably have one before even that one. But S2W Themes knows. But yeah, I admit it. I thought it was the erotic gamer, and I don't know.
He does have a tendency to be erotic with his teddy bear on his show. Just saying.
He says, LOL to my channel preview says erotic gamers. Is it really, or are you screwing with me? Because I've discovered on YouTube that's not, I've been on for like, what is it? It's the 5th. In 2 days, I will have been on 5 months. So I'm pretty new. You wouldn't know it necessarily by the way I behave because, well, hell, I just kind of jump into things. But I have discovered some of the freakiest stuff on YouTube, even more so than when I just watched, because now I kind of like around YouTube more. And I come across things that I'm like, there was one thing I wouldn't even tell her beforehand because I'm like, I don't want to freak you out and like ruin your mood. So I'm not telling you.
I'm
There's
still
some
want
like
to know what it is.
I will tell you. Oh my, the erratic gamer. I don't know. No, we're not going to show that one because it's not an adult edition, and I don't want to get in trouble. I can see it. Sorry, honey, I have to hide that one. But he's discussing an adult play toy. You can use your
Oh.
imagination, and if it was the adult edition, I would let it fly. But unfortunately, I like my channel and I am live twice a week. And I'm actually going to start doing a daytime news stories and coming on because people in Europe and Asia are like, hey, we would like to see it. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm down for that. So yeah, we don't want to shut me down for 90 days. That would be bad. That would not be fun, but I think you're funny. Anyway, yes, Terrell. So Diamond Hammer, the erratic gamer, who I swear, wait, what do you swear? Don't ask me. I leave for 2 minutes and you're talking about erotic gamers. It's my bad eyesight. I need new glasses and contacts, and I'm overly honest. Like it didn't occur to me just not say anything. I just, what the hell? I thought it came out of my mouth. So I don't know. By the way, if anybody knows, I am now curious, and then we're going to go back to Stephanie's stories. Are there such things as erotic games? Now I'm curious. I don't want to play them. I just am curious. Do they exist? Like, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to stop there because that could go into a very strange, like what scoring is has like a whole new meaning now. So, on that note, erotic gaming and scoring, we're going to, yeah, best friend in your thread, Diamond Hammer needs to come to the adult PJ party. Yeah, you definitely, I'll
Yeah.
give you a website. There are, yeah, TMI, Michelle says. I don't want to play them. I just was curious because there's games for like everything. Like I keep seeing gamers come out with different things, and I'm getting totally off the subject. I do this happens on this show because it's about everyone's stories. So I'm gonna steer the train back in the Steph direction and get off the erotic adult toy scoring game. Because I don't know how you gain points on that, but I can imagine. Oh god. Oh, I have to learn coding so I can write that game. That's so sick. Oh god. Okay, anyway. Yeah, inviting you. Yeah, honey, it's 18 and older. But Michelle, it's okay. You can listen and comment not that much. Actually during the adult thing, people didn't comment that much in the beginning and then they got warmed up and they were okay. So don't worry about it. And you're always welcome. I have a lot of people that come and listen. You never know where this is gonna go.
Did you do what Patsy wrote?
No, I didn't. I miss it. Some porn star is following me on Twitter. I'm afraid to follow her back. Following her back is a whole new meaning when it's a porn star, Patsy. If you caught what I just said. Anyway, you never know what might be back there. Anyway, moving on. Like I said, we push the limits on this, but we don't actually jump over them. It's kind of like a rubber band. But anyway, so back to role playing in the mattress story. And she was role playing with her husband. And this is so cute though. It's very sweet that you thought that about him. And he was so kind and thoughtful to like, wow, this could be like seriously uncomfortable and awkward. Like, wow, we just met and now we're laying in a bed together. And that's a very sweet man. And I've also seen like her Rolo. She does a live stream recently with Rolos, and she was like, he, hooked me up with Rolos, her favorite candy, which, by the way, I love them. I'm trying not to eat them right now because my butt has to get back into regular shape. So no Rolos for the lady. But anyway, so train going back in the right direction. Oh, shit happens. Okay, so after that, what happened and how did this develop?
So my husband was married before. So when I met him, he was married.
Oh, okay.
And I I didn't really know much about him. I didn't talk to him a whole lot. But one day we were in like the back room where they have like a fridge and they have like a couple computers, and it's like a little break room area.
Right.
And he came up to me and he was like, um, I'm getting a divorce.
Oh,
And I just looked
wow.
at him because like we didn't talk very often.
Mhm.
So I just looked at him like, okay. and then he looked at me and he was like, I don't know why I just told you that. And then he ran away.
Oh,
So I
oh.
just laughed because I thought it was funny. I was like, that was weird.
That is a moment because that's just to pop right out with that. That's kind of like, okay, yeah. That he
So I'm
sounds
kind
so sweet though. To like he wanted to tell you, and then just kind of like, oh crap, what did I just say?
of right.
Oh, he sounds so adorable. So go ahead. I'm loving this
Yeah. So
story.
then maybe like a couple weeks later, he asked me if I wanted to go to a concert. So we went to the concert, and
Well, that's a
it was,
good first date. So you're not just
yeah,
staring at each other.
exactly. And then we just started hanging out after that. It was right around Christmas that he actually came to my house. And
Oh,
I know how you like Christmas. Well, he ended up helping me decorate my tree, and then we just started to date after that. So
it's a
he
freaking Hallmark movie. That's so
yeah.
cute. I mean, honestly, during the year, like I can't really do Hallmark. It's a little bit much for me with the sappy stuff. But
Yeah.
as I told you before, like the Christmas sappy crap, you stamp Christmas on it, and my butt will what like channel 240 is the Hallmark channel in the area. And yeah, I am like eating that stuff up. Whatever happens, it always ends up that they end up doing this and doing Christmas stuff, whether they hate each other, whether somebody ran somebody over. It doesn't matter. They end up and then they end up together at the end, and it's all Christmassy and wonderful. And I eat that crap up. So that that is just adorable. It's like a living Hallmark movie. That's so cool. What
Yeah.
you know how many women are sitting there like while they watch those going like, "Oh man, I wish this would happen." And she's got it. That's freaking cool. Okay, go ahead. So you
Oh
decorated the
yeah.
tree.
Yeah, so yeah, we just kept hanging out for a while after that, and then I actually like fast forward a little bit.
Right.
I ended up having a back surgery, like an emergency back surgery, like it was not planned
Oh
while I
dear.
was working at that mattress place. And that's kind of what sealed it for me because I was like, yeah, he's sweet, but I wasn't like, I don't know, I wasn't like in love with him or anything like initially.
Yeah, that
But
takes
when
time
I
though.
yeah. Um but if you talk to him, he's like, "Oh, I knew right away," that kind of thing. And I'm like, "Yeah, you're weird." So,
I admit I'm really freaking slow. If
yeah.
like I've been in relationships where I was friends with the person first, like for years, and
Yeah.
then it happened quickly. But if it's like I meet you and then we had to get to know each other, I'm slow as hell. It
Yes.
just takes me time. So you're the same way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because yeah, it's just
You got
like
to grow on me.
right, exactly. And because I had the back surgery, like, he stayed in the hospital with me like overnight, like a couple days. And then
Aw,
he actually came home with me. Now at the time he was living with his mother-in-law because he was still going through his divorce. And
right.
And if you think about that, so he was living with his mother-in-law
Yeah.
because she felt bad for him because her daughter was
Ooh.
just, it was just that bad that like she felt
Wow.
she felt bad and literally was like, you can come live with me. Like that's how it was.
Holy
So
crap. That's because I was like, okay, that's
right, it's weird,
different.
right?
It is
Because
different.
like
It's weird, but you never know why. So that's why I usually wait to find out. And
yeah,
wow, when you actually like go to help the husband because your own daughter is like that.
yeah,
Ooh, good.
yeah,
Well, then that's a good thing that he got.
yeah. Because
I mean, not
she
only
had
because
like,
he, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, it's because she had like long like left him. She had been like dating people behind his back, like been with other people, basically kicked him out of the house, and like so mother-in-law just felt really bad, and not to mention too that they would have been divorced sooner, I guess, because the only reason they were still together at that point was because he was recently recovering from cancer. So
Oh my goodness.
yeah, he ended up finding out like at one point when they were going to get a divorce, he found out he had kidney cancer. And so it was going through that whole process before he could really do anything. And so they were like, married, but like not together for a few years. So,
Wow.
yeah. So, mother in law was just like, she basically took him in because she was just like, I feel bad, you're a good guy. And so that's why it was like, oh, well, it's interesting because, he didn't do anything. Um,
No, that
but
really is interesting. That's amazing. And the
yeah,
poor guy's got cancer. And I mean,
it's
I just say if I was married, even if like something happened where we weren't going to be married anymore, if the person had cancer, I would still be like around. I mean, I don't know. That is a rough girl. But then again, I met somebody once that came over to a couple came over to our house once very shortly, and my boyfriend and I, we were in a long-term relationship. We lived together. They went down to the basement to play pool. We had a rec room, and she sat there and proceeded to tell about the guy she was dating at my
yeah,
kitchen table. And I was just so freaking uncomfortable. And
right,
afterwards, I told him, I was like, I can't be friends with them. And he's like, why? And I said, I can't build a friendship with a man that I know his wife, and I knew her from she used to be dating one of my guy friends. Long story, but I was like, how can I become friends with someone when I know his wife is dating someone, and not just dating one person, but possibly two?
right.
It just, yeah, that's super awkward.
Yeah. So it's just, and I mean, I realize there's two sides to every story.
Of course,
Um,
of course.
but I had met her a couple of times, like, from working at that store before I dated him and all that. And, I got to see like, the other person, and I was like, okay. um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
So, she tossed him aside, and I was like, oh, well, don't mind if I do because he's really a nice guy. And,
Seriously, that's smart on your part. I mean, this guy, I mean, to be that kind and considerate, especially the first time, because a lot of guys wouldn't have thought one bit about the fact the whole mattress thing and that being like, pretty damn uncomfortable. So, I mean,
yeah,
that's very sweet.
yeah. And then just like how he took care of me during my surgery when we were still really newly dating, like he really won over like my family big time. And of course, like I just was amazed that he even was there the whole time with me because I didn't think that we had that level yet, but it was like, whoa, we better get over this real quick because he's seen everything of me and in the worst way. So
Seriously, but that's
yeah,
you know what though, you that always tells you that somebody's like that gives you a good sense of somebody about how they act when you're not well.
yeah,
Especially like, I mean, normally it's just like how they act if you have a cold or something like that, but like emergency back surgery is, obviously incredibly serious. any surgery, emergency surgery, is incredibly serious, you know, and for him to be that devoted and everything else and that kind and thoughtful and you know, not worried about seeing you at your worst or anything else like that,
Right.
and it says a lot about somebody. It really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. So I was just like, wow, you know, I mean, he's really the person that would be there when you're 80 to wipe your butt. So how many
Exactly.
people
And
are you going to find like that, you know?
not a lot. And that's
Yeah.
true, because when you're 80, it's damn well possible that you need somebody to wipe your butt, and you want somebody there that you're comfortable with to do it. And not even being like funny or ridiculous, but it's
Right.
true.
Right.
And throughout
Exactly.
the marriage, like there's going to be things that like stuff happens in life that you want somebody there if you're sick or you have problems, that, you know,
Yeah.
isn't going to be like freaked out about stuff like that. So that's really cool.
Yeah. And I thought it was kind of cool that he kind of came pre trained.
That that is awesome. Oh, by the way, Kimberly says, how is his health now? Is he okay?
Yeah, actually, okay, let's see. So,
But yeah,
um,
the pre-training, that's not to be, not to be rude, but they don't all come out of the box that way.
that's
And so
true.
you do have to do some, no offense to any of the men, and this is also true about women, not to
Yes,
say that women come out of the box that way either. So
right.
it is equal. But
I
oh
think,
yeah, Kimberly wants to know about how is his health now, and also how is your back?
okay, so I think it's been about 7 years that he's been cancer free. I could
Yay!
like a touch off on my date there, but roughly because we've been together like 6. I want to say it's been about 7. And then my back has been great. You wouldn't even know that I ever had a surgery. But it's one of those things where the doctor said I'll more than likely have to have one down the line.
Oh, that's
But
unfortunate.
but for now, I mean, it doesn't affect me at all since I've had it. So, and that was probably now we're going about maybe like 6 years ago. Yeah. So
Okay, well then
I'm
that's
really good.
that. Yeah, that is good. That's good. I've had surgery and some other things, and no surgery is fun, and all surgery is, there's no such thing as a little surgery. All surgery can be dangerous. So, you know, um,
Yeah.
but that is awesome. Like huge round of applause that he's been in remission that long, and that's
Yeah.
frigging awesome. I've had family with cancer, and that's just great. And hopefully with your back and everything else like that, it won't be
Yeah.
too bad, and then that will be the end of that. So
Right. Right. Yeah,
wow.
so it's really cool. I mean, yeah, it's cool to know. And then what's really cool about being with someone who has gone through cancer.
Hmm.
You you quickly learn that your situation is not that big of a deal. Like
Very true.
because you forget sometimes, like, well, for me there was a few times where it would be like, oh, I'd forget because he went through it right before I met him, so I
Hmm.
didn't get to go through it with him, but he reminds me whenever I think something's too much or it's a big deal, or like, oh, I'm dying and it's like I broke a toenail or so, stupid
Yeah,
stuff. He's like, no. Like, you don't even know.
exactly.
And then it's a good reminder that, it could be a lot worse, and you can also get through it too.
Very true. Very true. I've watched some very close family members, and it was actually a boyfriend that my first loves. We almost married and everything else like that. Long story, but my father had passed, and then his father ended up getting cancer and ended up passing. But I watched him go through a lot of it,
Terrible.
and it is rough. I have personally had chemo. I have not
Wow.
had, yeah, it's not for cancer. I had a cancer scare, very just briefly. I had a benign fibrocystic tumor in my right breast and had it removed when I was like 19.
Sure.
19 or 20, but it was like the size of a quarter, like round, like one of those
Wow.
like bouncy balls. Yeah, they
Pretty
found
big.
it. Yeah, they found it smaller, and it was growing like really fast, and
Wow.
that scared the crap out of me because I just went for a yearly exam, and oh, that's great to know, Michelle. She says she's listening through her Bluetooth earbuds and she can hear both perfectly.
Oh, good.
Fantastic. That's good to know. And I'm glad your earbuds are so comfortable. But yeah, I found out I just went for like a yearly exam and they're like, what is this? And I went, what? And they tried to aspirate it, blah, blah, blah. It turned out, long story short, it was benign, but it was growing very quickly and had to be surgically removed. So I get like the fear of that. And I
Wow.
was like so freaked out that I went to go meet my boyfriend at work and I ended up there an hour early. He's like, honey, what are you doing here? And I'm like, isn't it time to pick you up yet? Isn't it time? And he's like, okay. I stay like really calm in those situations, but there's like little things that you'll notice. And he's like, okay, there's something wrong. You're calm, but you're here an hour early and you suddenly can't tell time. What the hell? And I was lucky, but you know, I've had chemo because one of the medications they give for severe rheumatoid arthritis is methotrexate, and it's a form of chemo. And all chemo is like pretty much straight up poison. And when they do the lemon challenge, I'm like, yep, it tastes. In fact, lemons taste a lot better. It tastes like crap, but that's one of the therapies is low dose chemo. I'm not on it anymore. It didn't help me at all. It makes you feel like utter shit. I felt like my veins were like shriveling up from the inside, and it makes you like anxious and like weird feeling for 2 days straight. And that's like a low dose. So
I can't imagine.
yeah, I on a low dose, which was 2.5 milligram pills weekly. I can't even imagine it felt that shitty with that to what like a full hardcore dose is. So
Wow.
props to him. I can't even. Kimberly Harris says her best friend has terminal liver cancer, so you know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I'm very sorry to hear that, Kimberly. My aunt had pancreatic cancer, which is generally terminal. There's not. I think there's things now that they can do a little bit more. And I studied cancer intensively at the graduate level, but and I'm not going to get into the whole scientific details. Nobody wants to hear that
Yeah.
right now. But yeah, it's a hell of a disease to go through, and it's frightening because it's your own cells growing out of control. So it's like, okay, are they going to freak out again on me and go back and do this? So that's absolutely amazing that he's been 7 years and that you guys, that's like such a cool story. But then again, this is why I started the show, because these are like all the cool stories that you don't hear, and that's fantastic. Yeah, Kim, it's horrible to see someone that you love go through that. My
Yeah.
grandmother, I used to go out. My grandmother passed away of cancer, and my uncle was taking care of her, and she was in California, and we would fly out to help out. Obviously we couldn't just stay, but to also give him a break because he was doing it 24/7. And it's rough. It's really rough to watch that. So totally get it. But that is wonderful to hear that he is doing well now. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um
He's good.
fantastic. So he's I don't know if he listens to these things or not, but Stephanie's
Sometimes.
husband,
There. I don't
if he
know.
happens to listen, I am very, very happy for you. That's fantastic. I hope you are always in remission and good luck to your health and wealth. So,
Yeah.
and we're glad about your back and everything else like that. We will move on, unless you have more to tell about that topic or anything else like that. But oh,
That I
wait,
can think of.
I do. I am curious
What?
really quickly. How did he ask you to marry him? I always love that question.
Oh. So it was New Year's Eve, and we were gonna go to this party, and I remember I was like sitting on the couch just watching like a movie or something because we still had a ways to go before we went.
Right.
Um and so I was just sitting on the couch and he was making me dinner in the kitchen. And I guess he had the ring for a little while, but like he just kept getting nervous about giving it to me because I think I was sick earlier in the week, so it kind of threw his plans off. And I think he just started getting anxious because he was like, I have this and I need to like give it to her. And so
I've seen guys do that. They just like after a certain point, it's like,
yeah,
damn it, I just want to give her the ring and have her say yes. It's just too stressful.
right. So he's in the kitchen and he was like, he must have been like trying to put it in something like a dish or I don't know what. Well, all of a sudden, I just hear like all these dishes fall,
Oh
and
no.
I almost got up, but I guess it was a good thing I didn't because I was like, babe, are you okay? Is everything all right? What's going on? He was like, everything's fine, everything's fine, you know. He was like, I'm coming right out. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Everything's okay. And
That's so
so
cute.
now he's like super flustered, and he comes into I was in the living room watching this movie, and he brings me a bowl, and it was in the bowl, but then it had like a napkin on top, and he thought like he got like it was funny because he was like really like he looked nervous, he looked sweaty, he looked like he was like gonna puke or something, and he handed me a bowl, and I was like, what is this? And I'm looking at him, and he was like, just open it. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, what is this? Because it clearly was the box, you know, and everything. And then he was like, just open it. And I was like, I actually said to him at one point, I was like, I don't want to open it.
Oh my god. That is the funniest thing ever. I've never actually heard somebody say that. No, I don't want to open it.
So, because I was like, no, because I was like, is this earrings? Tell me it's earrings. Because I was like, because I'm like, I feel like, because he knows I didn't like, I'm super funny about like say like a birthday surprise party.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the best at crowds. I don't
Gotcha.
do, you know, I get like nervous when there's a lot of people staring at just me.
I have a
So
family member who's the same way. In fact, we used to throw birthday parties, and we didn't know it when they were little that they were like that. And partway through the birthday party, when they were really little, they'd start getting upset, and they were only like couple-hour parties. And then we finally found out. They told us they're like, I don't like all the people looking at me, and all the people like play with me, play with me, play with me. They're like, do I have to do that for my birthday? We're like, oh my god, we didn't know. Like, you just, some people, they're very uncomfortable, and we're like, you don't have to have a birthday party, it's okay.
right,
I
yeah,
totally understand it. We felt so bad because we kept throwing them thinking, and then it's, for some people it's very uncomfortable.
yeah. I can hide it to a point, but like inside, I'm like dying, you know. So
Yeah,
I just he just knew like in advance. I didn't want it to happen in front of other people, like per se. So yeah,
I don't think I would either. And I don't know, like, I don't get surprises very often. When I do, I don't get, I mean, like when Angel did the whole surprise and gave me that award and the whole thing like that, my cheeks were hurting, I was smiling so much.
yeah,
But and that was really cool, but I guess also it wasn't like a bunch of people like physically present. But I think if I were ever to get engaged, I think I would want it private,
yeah, yeah.
just because it's just something between you, and they do it
So
like on the big, like,
personal.
yeah, it is,
Yeah.
it's really personal. Which, but Benjamin, I wanted to say hello to you. I'm so thrilled that you came by, Benjamin.
Oh, Benjamin.
I just adore him. He comes to us from Michigan. And I wanted to say very quickly, how is little baby Sophia doing? I haven't seen you in a little bit. And I had the pleasure of announcing on Lady Borgia Live during my What's Up segment that she was born. So that was the first baby I ever got to announce ever on my and my
Aw.
I got to do 2 weddings and engagement, and that was the very first baby. So I will, never ever forget your little Sophia. obviously it's not in reference to me. I mean, that just sounds like backwards and a mess, but I think you know what I'm trying to say and not doing so eloquently. But oh, what award am I talking about? Oh, on very quickly, on the PJ party, it was also Neil from Halos and Heathens' birthday party. And about an hour in, you can go and see it. Angel presented me, she surprised me with, I'll show it to you very quickly. It's Stephanie's birthday episode. So she gave me this beautiful plaque and it said love beyond words, and it was not only for hitting 800 subscribers. I think around that time it was about 850. It was for doing a really good job and being a caring individual and really putting a lot of effort into it and everything else like that. So it wasn't just a subscriber thing, it was a general like award from my peers for doing a good job, which really meant a tremendous amount to me. And she had it sent to me and the whole nine. Oh, Patsy says Angel was very sick today. She put up a vid this morning and she didn't show her face, let it coughing. Yeah, she must be sick because she always makes the streams in here. Normally this is on a Wednesday. I moved it to Thursday because of the holiday, and then I ended up not doing my holiday stuff. Whole other story I'll tell you on Lady Borgia Live on Monday. But I hope Angel's feeling better. I'll have to stop and send her a message and see if she's feeling better. But
Right.
you guys can see that she has a video of it on her channel. There was a cake. There was a can. I was like floored. My cheeks were hurting. I was smiling so much. And then everybody said all these nice things. And I never expected on YouTube to receive an award from my peers. So, but yeah, the proposal, that's a very personal thing to me. I wouldn't do
Yeah.
that. I mean, the ones where they're in like a sports arena and they do it on, what is that, like the Teletron, the
Yeah.
Megatron,
Jumbotron or something. Yeah.
that I'm very comfortable with myself, but I don't think I would like that.
Yeah. I don't, I mean, I think it is romantic though. I do.
I agree. It's very sweet and it's
Speaking
wonderful.
of romantic, water delivery.
Ah, that is so cute. Right in the middle of talking about how sweet he is. Look what he does. Oh, Stephanie's husband, I love you. You're awesome.
I have a hand.
He's got a hand.
We get a hand.
He said
That's
he's going to
awesome.
shower. He was like, I'm hot and sweaty.
Honey, I don't blame you. I'm down not far from New York City, kind of near the beach. So, yeah, I had the same weather you have right now. I'm not that far from you guys, just a couple hours. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I was
we've been
like,
talking
oh.
about you. He does. He does the sweetest things because I hear you talk about the Rolos or this little thing or that little thing. And to me personally, it's those little daily things that
Yeah.
mean so much more. Like grand gestures are wonderful, but the little daily things that show somebody's thinking of you is, you know, really important to me. That's like a
Yeah.
huge thing to me.
Yeah, it's he's always very thoughtful. He's much more romantic than I am, and he's always thinking of ways to like he's the kind of guy that will put little love notes in your lunch bag. And
Oh,
you know, maybe if I fall asleep early or something, he'll put like a little note. Maybe he'll make me a dinner and he'll say, just so you know, your dinner's in the microwave. Like he's just very thoughtful all around. So yeah,
you're
I
very
like
that's really cool. Hey, Nelly, so good. Nelly Beauty Joy Hernandez, thank you for joining us.
Nelly.
We're talking about Stephanie and her relationship with her husband, and this has been a fantastic story. And as we were talking about him, he brought her a glass of water, so it was just
Yeah.
adorable. We got to see the man's hand and hear him speak, so that was really cool. I have a lot of family that does not want to be on camera either, so I totally understand that.
He's
Um,
shy.
yeah, well, my people have asked to see my mother, and it's really funny because she was a model and she's also an international artist. That's in the miniature world, she's very famous. In the regular world, no, not so much. But she doesn't like to be on camera, and people are like, "But I thought she was a model," and I'm like, "She was. She didn't like to be on camera then either, but it was kind of her
Right.
thing." Like not looking directly at the camera, and it was like turned into her like signature. she loved the runway shows and doing like tea rooms and stuff where you had to like remember a lot of information. But
Exactly.
like photographs, she photographed beautifully. She was freaking gorgeous, but she did not like it. So it was like she would never look at the camera dead on, and it just kind of it turned out her thing. So I think I showed somebody like one of her pictures from back then, and they're like, have her on. And I'm like, she would do it for me, but she would not be happy. So I
Yeah.
probably will never ask her to do it because that's just, you know, that's not nice. I was like, I don't want to like force my mom to do something she doesn't want to do. That's not fun. So anyway, the proposal, this is so cute. I love the part where I didn't want to open it.
Yeah, I did it.
That sounds like something for me because I love the idea of marriage and I think it's wonderful, but I'm a bit petrified of it because
Yeah.
you know, it's big.
Right. We both ended up being nervous, you know? So he's nervous, then I'm nervous because he's nervous, and then I'm just like, what is it? I didn't see it coming. I literally had no idea. Um
Oh
he
wow.
he said that he would rather give it to me. Like, he was like, I'd rather give it to you on New Year's Eve than New Year's Day. And like, he was like, I was getting nervous because I still had it and I was going to propose to you earlier in the week. And you were just like sick and grumpy. Like, you know. So
Right.
it was just funny how it happened. And then, so I finally opened it and I was just like, oh my God, like, yes, 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 you know. And he was just like a little rack. It was cute. He was just like that typical really nervous like romantic comedy kind of guy.
Oh, it's so cute. He sounds like the tip the like I haven't seen him, but just from you describing, he sounds like a big like a gentle giant, like a big teddy
Totally.
bear.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not he's generally a quiet guy. He doesn't say a whole lot. He keeps to himself for a lot of stuff, and he is like big into movies and fishing and things like that, but he's also the type that loves to cook dinner, and you know, he'll
Oh,
go shopping with me.
oh my God, that's awesome. I love a guy that will go shopping with, because see, I'm one of those people when I go shopping, I don't take forever. I can tell like pretty fast in a store if there's something I'm interested in looking at. I'll do like a lap, and then
Yeah.
if I think there's stuff, then I'll stay. If not, I can tell pretty quickly, like, nope, let's move on. But that's hey, Miss Kathy and Jesse and Allie's Metal Moments. Thank you. Oh, Miss Kathy is leaving the store and listening, getting in the car to drive home, so she can't chat until later. Thank you so much that you're listening, though. That is absolutely fantastic. And plus, if anybody does have a question for Stephanie, please, which is best friend in your thread's name to Steph, please feel free to ask it. You can join in anytime you want. Don't ever feel that you're interrupting or anything else, because your
Right.
story is also for everybody to tell their stories and join in too. It's like I said, it's a little different than everybody else's, but it's just honestly, this came from I told my story about rheumatoid arthritis and stuff because I was going to be starting a health series and doing a big event. And so I didn't have to explain every video, like what the hell was wrong with me. And because that gets boring. Nobody wants to hear that 400 times. And I thought
Right.
of it, I was like, well, I want to hear everybody else's stories because I come from a storytelling family and I'm a writer, but I like to hear stories. Like, I think it's interesting, and you find out like the coolest things about people that you might never have known. So that is the whole concept of this show is I do pre-interview everybody, and it's for everybody to join in. Obviously the person who's on is the focus, but everybody, it's like a big chat for everyone to get to know each other. And because it's cool, like you would never think on, especially YouTube, it's like you just see part of them, but I have guests on that aren't on YouTube at all or just watch, and it's cool.
Yeah, I
I
really
like it.
enjoyed when your brother was on. That was really cool.
Oh, thank you so much. It was fun. We're gonna do it again because we were trying to be careful because him and I can like get into it, and like it's so funny. We've never had an argument in our lives. Neither of us like a fight. neither of us like to fight. Like, we don't understand it, because he'll come to me, like a few girls he dated, and be like, why are they trying to fight with me? Like, I don't understand. He's like, that doesn't make sense. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's because you were raised by me. I don't like it. I like to have like a rational conversation. It can be like a passionate conversation where like you're passionate about what you think, but like
Right.
the whole like bickering, fighting, yelling, like some people get into, I think you and I talked about it. Some people like really, I think they like get off on it or something like that.
I
I
think
don't
so.
like it, and he doesn't like it either. We will argue like and have discussion arguments. We love to do that, and we'll pull like pranks on my mom and like funny pranks. Like one year we wrapped, every Christmas we pull one, he wrapped her gift in everything we could find, and we went in my bedroom. So like he was like grabbing my blue jeans and then like a box, and then he wrapped like a blanket around it. We used like all the wrapping paper. I'm like, dude, I bought enough for next year. He's like, forget it, I'll get you more. I'm like, you liar, you're not going to, you're gonna forget, and then I gotta go buy more wrapping paper. But it was so funny. But I'm glad people enjoyed it, because he's gonna come back. We were just being kind of careful, because like we can go for it and like have a lot of fun, but he's like, well, I don't want to like get you in trouble or anything else like that. He's really smart, but I have to be very thankful, because I did, you know, I didn't even think of. So many people said, they're like, you're so lucky your brother came on, and I was like, oh wow, I didn't even think of that. Like, he didn't even like flinch. He's like, yeah, of course. And I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, I am very lucky. And he truly is one of the very best men I know in the world. So, and he's a pain in my ass sometimes, but he truly is a very good man. Yeah, he'll say the same thing about me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've never had like a fight ever in our lives. So it's a really cool relationship. I don't think there's anything I couldn't tell him. And that kind of sounds like you and your husband, which by the way, do you have brothers and sisters?
I'm an only child.
Awesome. I was for quite a while. Because somebody asked about how did he like California, and he's like, I've never been there. And I'm like, no, he didn't exist. He didn't. Well, my mom and his dad weren't married then, so I got him later, but he was he was little, I was still pretty young and stuff like that. But so you grew up an only child. Um, that's really cool. Did you
Yeah.
ever want a brother or sister, or were you happy with it?
No, I'm knowing my mom, no.
I love that. That's hysterical. So that's pretty cool then. So you're an only child and you're close to your mother. You've got a husband that pretty much it sounds like he's your best friend.
Oh yeah, we're really close. We talk about everything and anything. Even if it's uncomfortable, we'll talk about it. There's really nothing I think that we wouldn't talk about. But I'm also that way with my mom and my grandmother. There's like really nothing I can think of that I wouldn't just openly say to them, which is not always a good thing, but that's just how we've always been.
Yeah, I hear that. My mother used to tell me, do you need to tell me that? Like, did you
Yeah.
need to share that? Because I didn't know about that. And I think you're like keeping me in hair dye.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help it. I would do something and then I would feel bad. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I should really tell her that. And or it was just like, I guess sharing too much. She's like, do you have to be so honest? And I'm like, but I don't you want to know that? And she's like, not everything. So yeah, I understand that
Yeah.
very well. Most definitely.
Exactly.
That's so cool. So you were talking about I know we talked about this before about movies and everything, and you were talking about your husband was a big movie buff. Um I know you like movies more than you like television, although she did say, and we were talking about it, that pretty much she's watched YouTube lately, and
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
um You know what, actually, that's an interesting thing. I didn't ask you anything about your channel yet. Sometimes I don't, but how did you get into a YouTube channel?
So that all really came about when my husband and I were working, the later shifts. So we were both on second shift together at one point, and that was nice. But then he moved on to work a third shift. So I
That's a rough shift.
yeah, I started to kind of like think about it, but right before he moved over to that shift, because I thought, geez, what am I going to do with myself? I don't do anything with, when I come home now, and I tend to be the person that's up after I get home from work, not like before. So I would be
Right.
up until like 4 in the morning, and it was like, what am I doing with this time? I'm not going to go to a bar and hang out or anything.
Yeah.
So I was already watching YouTube a lot, and
Oh, that's cool.
there was a lot of channels that I loved, and I thought, gee, I could probably do that too. I mean, maybe not as good, but I could try to do it. And I thought, I'm already doing stuff, like I'm already shopping. I'm already like, I already play with makeup or hair or whatever. So I thought, well, why not try to make a video and see how it goes? And then I kind of got a little nervous, because
Right.
I was like, oh, should I do this? But then everything I watched was like, just do it. You just put a video out, and then, you can improve from there. Because if
Right.
you don't, you can just, you'll keep talking about it and then never do it. So
Exactly.
I just did. And then I was like, okay, let's make the first one the worst one. And so I went on like with like I was like all grubby, dirty. My hair was greasy. Like I had no makeup on. I was still in my like pajamas, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do like a get ready with me, because I didn't, I just need to make a video.
That's so fun. Hey, Majesty TV, what's up? Thank you for joining us. Stephanie's actually telling us about how she started her channel. I know we don't often talk about channels in here, which people get confused because it's called You Stories, but it's actually about your stories. It isn't really YouTube. It just happened to line up. So I explained that. Although her channel and her information are linked below, don't forget to go in the description box and check out the upcoming schedule. I schedule usually about a month out, and I have a whole bunch of people that I'll be pre-interviewing this week. And if you're ever interested in being on, hit me up at BorgiaGlobal@gmail.com and we can arrange an interview. Angel Domingue, what is up? She says, happy birthday. I thought you were sick, honey. How are you? She says, happy
Angel.
birthday, best friend.
Thank you, Angel. I hope you feel better.
Look at her. She's got champagne bottles popping. Everything. You got cake, you got ladies dancing, you got bottles popping. She got it going on, baby. Oh my goodness. Yes, Majesty. I'm oh good. I'm glad join right in. Oh, Majesty TV has got some, it looks like some martinis. Ooh, a nice martini. I don't like mine dirty though. I don't like olive juice.
No.
I'm not a dirty martini girl. I like a decent one, and I like a pomegranate martini, but not very often. Somebody asked me about drinking, and I was like, I think my last drink that I had was September. And they're like, are you serious? I'm like, I don't know. I drink, but not that much and not very often. I forgot. So,
yeah, I'm with you.
Exactly. I think, yeah, Steph and I were talking about it. It's just, once in a blue moon,
Yeah.
a fun night. And then occasionally I have a couple girlfriends that'll ask me, you want to go out for a drink. And literally for me, that means like a drink. I'm pathetic. It's, I
It's not
found
a
out.
bad thing.
No, it's not. It's actually very healthy. And with my medication, I can't. Oh, okay. She says she's great. She's home today, which normally Angel is off on Wednesdays, not Thursdays. So I hope you were resting up, sweetheart, and you feel better.
Did you skip work today?
Oh, Majesty TV, thank you so much. You like my hair. I actually slicked it back because it's really hot out and just pulled it back. So I'm glad that it actually looks good. Angel says no dirty. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so funny. So
Wow.
I totally lost track what we were talking about because I saw Angel and I started laughing, and I admit it when I have a live brain stall because hell, they happen. Although the other day, I think it was like National Forgetness Day, and I was live. I was like, this is perfect. If I forget, it's part of the damn holiday. So, oh no, I know what we were talking
Is
about.
it today Bikini Day?
I think it is. I saw
Is
it
that why?
somewhere.
Is that why they mentioned earlier?
Well, I think it's that. It's either National Bikini Day or it's also Frank did his Wednesday shout out live stream yesterday on 4th of
Yes, I
July.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, you were there. And I asked him beforehand because originally I wasn't going to be home. And I was like, well, turns out I'm going to be home. My car broke, so I'm not going anywhere. And it's wrong day, even with my brother, like he lives about an hour and a half away, depending. And where the places are shut down, like the car parts places, it's like just like the wrong time for your car to break. So Angel says, yes, best friend, me skipped work. Good for you. Stay home and rest. So yeah, I ended up, it's like if your car breaks the day before the 4th of July, you're pretty much screwed. Like, unless you're gonna, it just is what it is. So I was like, well,
Right.
I'll be home. So if you're gonna be on, I'll moderate for you and put your stuff out. I don't mind. It's cool. I'm not going anywhere. So,
Frank is great.
Frank is awesome. I mean, that's why I didn't mind. I told him I was on there one day and he was kind of trying to scramble and put a link in while he was trying to talk. And it can be difficult, especially if you're not used to doing it. And I was like, if you make me a model, just do it for you. Like, you're not on that long and it's not that hard for me to do. And you're a friend of mine anyway. So I don't mind. Usually on Wednesdays, I'm busy working on my computer anyway at that time of day. I'm like, so I take a break and I get to play on your channel and put your links up. I'm like, oh God, that's so horrible. It's such a rough thing for me to do. But he's very thankful and very sweet about it. And I was like, Frank, you're a friend of mine. It's not a difficult thing to do and it helps you out. So, oh, thank you, Angel. Yeah, my car broke. I was going to take 2 days off and go to a party at the pool club and swim, and that's not what happened. But it's cool. We had a quiet holiday. The pool's not going anywhere. I just like to get in the water and they play music so I can dance. And I dance around like a complete idiot in the water, like in the deep end. So I'm like bouncing around like a lunatic. But because I just don't care what I look like in public. I figure it this way, it's dancing and happy behavior. What can go wrong? So, speaking of beverages, if you were to have your favorite beverage, Steph, what would it be?
Uh, Regular or alcoholic?
Both. Just out of
I
curiosity.
I love water. I drink it like crazy.
Me too.
Um, if it was like a pop or something like that, I love that stupid Baja Blast. I don't know why.
Wait, what is that? I haven't had it. Hold on 1 second. Angel says birthday drink. She's got a ton of them for you. And she says, Lady Borgia, I need your credit card for these drinks. she's buying you drinks on my card. I have got them. I have got all her birthday drinks. This is hysterical. I love you, Angel. You're sick and your sense of humor is so freaking awesome. This is, I have to say, for being on YouTube 5 months and 2 days, I have met more awesome people and like ladies and gentlemen who frigging rock. So I am very happy that I know both of you and everybody else here. So, you guys are friggin' hysterical. So yeah, if speaking we're drinking, it sounds like I've been drinking. What have I got in my water bottle? Sadly, Nothing. This stuff, I have to say, if you like water, you don't have to get the one that's a gallon. This is 64 ounces. It's because when I swim, I run out if during the winter, I run out of water, and if I get out of my lane, I can lose my lane. And plus, the drinking fountain where the lap pool is, it's like a big 6-lane lap pool at my gym. There isn't like a filtered water thing. It's just a drinking fountain, and drinking fountains skeeve me. Like
Yeah,
that.
I know what you mean.
So I had a 30-ounce one, and I believe Halos and Heathens gave one away, a Hydro Flask. If you like water, I totally suggest going on Amazon and looking for one, because they keep it cold for 24 hours. Like
Oh,
you
I
can
like
put,
that.
yeah, in a hot car. Like I'll send you some links from it. I'm an Amazon affiliate and show
Yeah,
you them. And like this one, yeah, it was expensive. It was like $50, but I've dropped it on the floor. I've dropped it and rolled it under my car. Like I'm gonna have it forever. You know, it's
right.
not going anywhere. And it also keeps things hot for 12 hours. It's like amazing. It's the most amazing.
That's
You can,
awesome.
yeah, I've left it in a 90-degree car, 100-degree car, and your water is still ice cold.
I love that. I
Yeah,
love it.
so I'll send you links for that. It's so good. And no, you don't obviously have to have the big one. So anyway, back to it. Allie's middle moments. Oh, that's so sweet. You hope Angel's feeling better. And Angel's like, ooh, that sounds good. Can I get a bite? Oh my goodness. Oh, Michelle made ham and cheese with chicken noodle soup for dinner. It sounds good, but it's so hot here. I don't know if I could eat that. I was eating ice cream before. Anyway, back to it, since we like to just wander off and we kind of diverge sometimes, and the train goes off the tracks, then we put it back on the tracks. So it really is like just a random conversation. But I figured people seem to like it because they're asking me to do it during the day because they miss it. I'm like, alrighty then, I can do that occasionally. So your favorite, you
Yeah.
love water. And what else
Yeah.
do you love, my dear?
Oh, so okay, yeah, like if it was a pop or something, I like that Mountain Dew version of the Baja Blast.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. What colors? I don't know that. What does it
Uh,
taste like?
I don't even know what to compare it to. It doesn't remind me of anything.
These suck. They're pretty though. I was trying. Okay, anyway, so I'll have to look at it. What color is it?
It's like a light greenish blue kind of. It's a really, I don't know. It's weird.
It's a
just
toxic
weird.
color. It's toxic.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
sort of like I guess it's probably like a fruity, citrusy kind of thing. It's weird,
I'll have to
but
check it out. I don't drink soda often, but it
I
sounds
don't get
fun.
that very often.
It's a fun.
That is a
It's a fun
few and
color
far
though.
between.
Nice. So
Um,
go ahead. What would be
if
your favorite adult
if
beverage?
it was like alcohol, I love mimosas and margaritas. Like those are heck yeah.
Ooh, that sounds really tasty right now. Are
Yeah.
you a salt or no salt?
Salt. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Yeah.
you are my girl. I like the
Yeah.
salt. Yes. Oh, I'm a salt.
Totally.
Oh, it's hot out. Oh my
Just
gosh, a
makes it.
margarita. What's that?
Yeah. It just makes it. That salt just, I don't know.
It like
Yep.
cuts the sweetness because otherwise it
Yes.
can be a little bit too sweet for me. But that, oh, now I want
Agreed.
one. Oh God,
Yeah.
it's really hot and a nice like ice cold margarita. Either that,
Yeah.
oh, that would be good. But yeah, I had to it even when I went out regularly to go dancing and stuff, I used to think I was like, oh yeah, I'm drinking, I'm partying. One of the bartenders is a friend of mine, and he's like, do you know what? One day, and I'm like, what? And he goes, you know how much you have to drink every night when you go out? And I'm like, how much? And he's like, you have 3 drinks. And I went, excuse me? And I'm like, because I have water in between and I'd be having fun
Yeah.
dancing and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you always have 3 drinks. Like, that's it. That's your maximum is 3 drinks. And I'm like, even when I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, hun, that's all. Like, you're not. And I'm like, I'm not really partying that much, am I? He's like, you have a damn good time. He's like, no. And I'm like, then why is my bill so big? Is that your frigging tip? I'm like, I must be really generous after 3 drinks because those are really expensive drinks. Yeah, and that's the thing. It turned out I was just getting real happy and tipping like they say though that when you drink it makes it easier to spend money, and I guess that makes sense because
Yeah.
it does lower have you ever gone shopping when you've had a drink?
Yeah, because I invented bar shopping.
Oh my God, you've done it too. Tell me about it because I have gone shopping after drinks and you buy the weirdest shit. Excuse me.
Actually, I like to go back and forth. I like to, you go to a restaurant bar, you get your fancy cocktail, and then you leave and you go shopping. Then you go back to the bar. Then you go back to shopping. You have to bounce around because you need little breaks. I
Well,
feel like stores need to actually serve because then
some of them do. If you go to the upper level stores, they will give you champagne,
yeah,
and Tiffany's will give you. I think that's one of the reasons Tiffany's will give you champagne and stuff because it loosens you up to drop cash.
exactly. And it's just fun. Like if you could go with like your spouse or your friends, not that I'm not like a heavy drinker, but just it feels like vacation.
Yes,
That's
it
why.
does because on vacation you go shopping and you get a
Exactly.
beverage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're a girl after my own heart.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd have any cash at the end of the night, but I would
No,
have a lot of fun.
I would not do it as often.
Mm, dear Lord, I could see if you lived like even because Stephanie actually doesn't live that far from me. It is
Yeah, no.
dry. It's drivable in a day.
Yeah.
It's definitely drivable in a day, and not like a whole day. It's probably like 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah,
Like
probably.
about that because I used to have a friend that lived up at in Watertown, and
I used to go to Watertown a lot.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, she lived there, and her husband was an army off, well,
Yep.
is an army officer, and he was they lived on the base and off the base. I spent one Christmas there, so I didn't know you then, but I wasn't far away.
You were not that far.
That's yeah, that's cool. And yeah, it only took me like 5 hours to get to her house. It took me less to get home, and I intentionally didn't call her right away because I knew she was gonna yell at me. Oh, Angel says it's a good day when I'm in a live stream with Patsy, Miss Kathy, and Lady Borgia at the same time. Oh, that's sweet.
It
And
is.
Benjamin says, Michelle, how come no videos in your channel? In your channel, lady? There's no videos in Michelle's channel. I don't know that. I didn't realize that. I've been trying to get to everybody's channels, and I do, but I don't get everywhere sometimes, and I do apologize. And if I haven't left you a comment, it's because my hands hurt and I can't type that well. So I admit I did answer comments on my own channel because I feel bad just leaving a heart sometimes. Like I feel lame. So sometimes I do copy and paste on my own, and then I put in the extra stuff I want to say because it hurts too much to retype the whole thing. So I'll copy and paste a certain amount, then I'll type like the personal stuff, and then it cuts down on like my hands and stuff. So I will be honest about that. But well, it's true. I mean, if you go look at it, you'll see it's like, oh, look, it says the same thing, but then there's other things. So I'm not gonna bullshit. How do you handle that with your comments? Like, do you type them all out? Do you do hearts? How do you handle it? When did you start, by the way? I'm curious. That's something I don't know.
um, it would have been around February. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then you started right around the same time I did.
Yeah, I think my first video was around February, and yeah, when you were on the live stream for the creator thing, that one, the first marathon, whatever it was,
Yeah, that was April
where I think it
6th.
was like you and Enzo, and I don't remember who else was on, but there's a few people. I remember you two the most, and I remember you the most really because you were the most helpful to me when I was like, "What is this? Where am I? What's going on?" And it's
Thank
funny is the
you.
only reason I even knew about it was because I think it was Rosie Rose and probably Razori and Buck.
Yeah,
They were
Razor was one of
leaving
the
me
first people I
comments.
talked to.
They were leaving me comments like when we first kind of started becoming friends, like we found each other.
Right.
When they would leave the comments and then they would put the hashtag, I was like, what are you even talking about? So I just like literally I just did the search and randomly found the marathon. It was the weirdest thing. So I
Yeah.
didn't know about it and I just found it. And then of course when I saw you in there and I was like, what is this? Where am I? What am I doing? You were like the one that was responding to me. You were like the only person really helping me. So I was like, I love her. She's so great because she's helping me.
I'm so glad I could help you. Thank you so much. I was just trying to, what happened is because I started at Christmas time actually. What happened is I was gonna start a YouTube channel and people on my Instagram were asking me to do videos to teach, like to do tutorials to show how I did things. And I was like, okay, I will. But I never had opened like an editing program. And I always filmed things. Like I always wanted a camcorder as a kid, and I always loved doing that stuff, but I didn't know how to edit. So I finally was like, okay, I definitely will do it by Christmas. And I'm like, okay, I hope I learn this fast because never opened an editing program before. And I did like a couple weeks ago, or actually, I think it was in June. I did Throwback Week where I showed the first 4 like 1-minute videos that I put on Instagram. And
Yeah.
then I switched over to YouTube. I did 2 videos. I think I did like, it was a BoxyCharm unboxing and like get to know me Babylon that was like 28 minutes long, which is ridiculously long. But I'm like, oh, that's cool. They're getting to know me. And then I did one that I'm still to this day really proud of, and I'm going to redo it this year, was I redid The Night Before Christmas. I did The Night Before Makeup. And I rewrote the whole thing as a parody, and I was wrapping Christmas presents the day before Christmas Eve. And in our family, and we're going to talk about briefly some of your Christmas traditions. Our tradition, one of them of many, is to read the night before Christmas on Christmas Eve. So I'm wrapping presents, and because I like Christmas Eve to leave it open, to not be busy. I don't like being wrapping right up to the last minute because I want to enjoy my family. And all of a sudden I was like, that'd be a cool YouTube video. What if I rewrote The Night Before Christmas for like makeup people? So I'm writing it as I'm doing presents because I always have a thing where like I'll sing songs and change the lyrics. It's just like a weird little thing I do to make my family laugh. So I rewrote it, threw on like a nightie that looked old and a cap, and did like a glam Mrs. Claus. And I did it. And that was my second video. And then my grandmother passed, so I didn't come back. And then I for real started in February, and then professional student, blah, blah, blah. Then James Cox found me through there. And that's how I ended up on that video, like so friggin' early. It was like I barely was on YouTube, and here I am. And then nobody could come on. So Enzo and I and Gregory Salvatore got stuck. They couldn't put any, like, there wasn't much planning to it. So we're like stuck on there. And I'm like, okay, I'm going for it. So trying to make a very long story as short as possible, I'm really glad I could help you because I was new too. I was like brand new.
I was just like, I don't want to use a hashtag when I don't even know what it means or where it came from and blah blah blah. And I was just, I didn't even really know. I still at the time didn't have a really good grasp on what a hashtag was or how it worked or like.
Yeah,
I
I'm still researching that because there's still
yeah,
like so much more to learn about that.
I didn't use social media really at all.
No, I hear you.
So I picked it all up at once.
I kind of, no, go ahead, please, because that sounds like me. Because I did Instagram like for not long before that. Like I only started Instagram the year before, and that was only just because I was like, oh, cool, I can share some of my makeup stuff. Like before, it was just private between my friends, and I'm not a huge social media person either. So that makes, I totally understand what you're saying.
Yeah. And yeah, Instagram I liked and I used for a while, but more or less to like look at what everybody else was doing.
Yeah.
Not really so much for me. I still don't use it a lot, but I love scrolling through and just looking at everybody else's stuff.
I
Yeah.
yeah, I hear you. I try to keep my Instagram up because they say it's good for your YouTube channel, but I think
Yeah.
when I hit YouTube, I kind of hit where I belonged.
Right.
Cause, and then like they're like, you can live stream, and I'm like, I can what? And I'm like, okay. My first live stream was like an hour and a half telling stories. I'm like, it was the story of my hair. Then I did the explosion story, and somebody's like, you just did an hour and a half your first time, and yeah, okay. Oh, poor Michelle. She says, I had trolls on my channel 2 weeks ago. I had to delete my old channel and I
Aw.
started a new one with the same name. So I'm still new to live streaming videos. Well, Michelle, I will help you with that. I'm perfectly happy to help you. I am still learning with things. I'm still fighting with OBS and Wirecast, but I will figure it out. And I'm perfectly happy to help anybody that I can. I'm so glad that I helped Stephanie. I didn't even know that. That's a really cool story. I had no idea. But I remember you. I remember you very clearly because I remember telling my mom about you. I was like, "There's this girl on there. This is a true story." One day I was talking to my mom one day and I was like, yeah. And I was telling her about different people I was seeing on YouTube. And I was like, yeah, there's this cool girl. She's like really happy and funny. And I was like, she loves earrings. And I was like, did you know you could get earrings at Walmart? I'm like, I didn't know that. So my mom like knows who you are. And I'm like, she's heard about you over time. And I'm like, Mom, remember the girl that I told you about like way back at the beginning? That's been on, and I was like, that's really, she's like, yeah, that girl Steph. I was like, yeah. I'm like, that's the girl who got her earrings. She's the girl with the earrings. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So like my family kind of knows who some of you guys are and stuff because I talk about it. But yeah, that's like I think the first video I ever saw of yours was that. And Razor was my second YouTube friend ever. In fact, my very first YouTube friend was Slam Dunk. He stops by every so often. Duncan, hello. And he's an awesome guy. He does drone footage, and he's getting like better and better and better because he gives, not only does he do the footage, but he gives like the whole history and the information about what he's filming now. So I was just watching it today. It's like he was always good, but it's really good. So people, please check out Slam Dunk. I'm sorry you had trolls, Michelle. That's yeah, well, that's true. Angel says, "Good for you, Michelle. A new start can be fun," and that's fantastic. Professional student is great. She was the one who brought me in this community. Me too, and hopefully she will be coming on News Stories at one point. I talked to her about it. She stopped by. I know she's very busy, and she said she would like to come sometime. So awesome about that. And I remember, Steph, when you started live streaming, I think I was at your first live stream. It
You
was
probably
like,
were.
I
Yeah.
think I was. And I remember watching you and going, she's so funny. She's so freaking happy. I love this girl. Mm. So that's interesting. I don't usually get that much into somebody's channel, but that is really cool. I didn't know all these like this. That's an interesting story. I'm glad I was actually helpful that day.
Yeah. And because I didn't have like a deep interaction with any other creators. Like, I mean, I was watching other videos and commenting, and they were for me too. But
Mhm.
like, I hadn't really, never really experienced a live stream like where it wasn't like a sub for sub situation or like where where like the first time I went into one of those was probably like a week before that, and I was like, what is this? But no one will talk to you, you know what I mean?
That's the
And then
same kind. I'd only been
yeah,
in ones where nobody talks to you, and usually it
exactly.
was like somebody who was big. So I didn't know crap about it either.
Right.
I think you
Yeah.
and I both at the same time just kind of like jumped on. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we're gonna do it.
I was like, all right, what's the deal? Just tell me. What's the rules? Who does what? What does this mean? Like, and so I was like that annoying person with like 1,000 questions.
Yeah, but that's how you learn things. I
Yeah.
think if you ask, because Razor told me, oh, hey, Secondhand Productions, thank you so much for coming. And Tamboki, a good morning to you. I always love Tamboki. Where are you? Because I love when we have people that are just getting up. We often have people in India and Japan and Asia come in, and I know it's morning for you guys.
I love
So
that.
yeah, I love that. Fantastic. Yeah, best friend Benjamin says he remembers you from Pusa Studios live stream.
Yeah.
I remember seeing her in there, but yeah, I remember being on that marathon and seeing her. And then I think we stumbled across each other a lot in the beginning because I remember the
Yeah.
earrings, and I remember being at her first live stream and watching her. And in fact, I remember getting ticked off because somebody gave you a couple dislikes, and I'm like, "What the hell? Why are you doing that? That's mean." I don't think I ever told you that, but it wasn't like meany. But I remember it ticked me off because I was like, "What the hell? This girl goes on, and you're being very funny and nice and whatnot." And I'm like, "Why would you go by and do that? That's just like screwed up." But I guess I don't know why I remember that, but it's just like I
It
remember.
comes with the territory.
Yeah, I guess it does. I mean, it's just like, what the hell? But so that's really cool. So you have basically, we'll have to have a big celebration next February for the February babies.
Yes.
That's so cool. Yeah, I don't do a lot with, I think after that marathon was like kind of like my last thing I did with I'm a Creator. I don't do a lot with it. Like I support community, obviously, and I know you do too.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not really involved with that much anymore. But hey, that's
Same.
cool.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to do whatever. Hey, Pop King. I sorry, Papa King. I'm so sorry. Oh my
King,
goodness,
no.
Matt. He says you didn't notice me coming, Matt. I'm so sorry. Up in the House Records TV. What is up?
I
What
am
is up?
so
It is an early celebration for Stephanie's birthday, best friend in my thread, probably one of the early people that I was friends with, started becoming friends with was actually Stephanie. I didn't realize we started right about the same time. We were baby YouTubers, which I guess technically after 5 months, that still makes you a baby YouTuber. But
yeah.
it's not like a lot of people that I see, they've been on a decade, and they're like, oh, I've been on like a couple months. But thank you so much, everybody, for coming in. I tell everybody happy birthday. Her birthday is actually a week from yesterday. It is on the 11th.
Yeah.
And no, I'm not giving you the year or her social security number. You'll just have to piss off on that. No stalking her. The closest you'll know is she's 20 minutes from Buffalo. That gives
Yeah.
you a lot of area to mess around, and she's up near Niagara Falls and everything else like that. Yeah. And if you want to know about earrings and stuff, that's the place to go, and many other things too. But if you didn't know, You Stories really isn't about the channel so much. It's about the stories that connect people. And we're going to talk to her a bit more, but I'm not going to keep her all night because I kept her for quite a while on the pajama party, which if you didn't see, check her out there. And don't forget to go down in the description box and check out her channel. And if you haven't, give it a tweet out because we will be on a little bit longer. And like I said, don't forget to check out her channel. It's very easy. She's right below in the description box, and there's a schedule for everybody coming up. There is a big disability panel next week. It is full for hangouts. You can fit 8 people. We have 8 people on. It's mental, physical disabilities are covered, caregivers, family. Miss Kathy also is an educator in it, so we've got everything covered. So everybody come to that, and of course, Lady Borgia Live will be on Monday. Everything will go back to its regular schedule next week. But moving on.
And don't forget to give Lady Borgia a big old thumbs up.
Oh, thank you, my dear. That's fantastic. Hey, Charles and Kathy May, hello. What is up? I just ran across their channel. I'm so happy to see you guys. Fantastic. We're telling stories. We're talking. If I'm new to Charles and Kathy May, I just met them. Thank you so much. They say you're so pretty. I'm going to assume that is for both of us ladies, and say thank you. And it is early party for Stephanie's birthday, best friend in your thread, and also feel free to jump in, Charles and Kathy May. You Stories is about your stories. It wasn't named for YouTube. It is about the human connection of people telling stories together. So that is the deal. I do pre-interview everyone first. So we're going to move on to some more stories. We delved into the channel a little bit. And speaking of it, we were talking about favorite drinks and shopping and meeting her husband and some really cool things that I didn't know. I love people's stories. Speaking of Christmas and movies, you have a really cool story about what you do every Christmas Eve with your mom.
Yes, Mom and I always watch the Polar Express.
That is so cool.
I love it. Hot, hot. Yeah, we got it. Hot, hot. I'm excited about the hot chocolate.
That's so cool. No, but I love hot chocolate. I love Christmas movies. I'm such a sucker. She has the most fantastic machine. We were talking about Christmas and everything else like that. And my big thing with Christmas isn't so much the gifts. I love giving them. But it's like all the wintry stuff around it. Like, and fall. Like, I know you said, Steph, you love like sweater weather and pumpkins.
Yes. Love.
Yes.
Love.
Huge fan. So would you say your favorite is fall or winter or both?
Fall more so than winter because I'm not huge on the snow. I love looking at it out the window, but I don't like playing in it as much. But fall, I'll run all over. I'll go everywhere.
I do. I like playing in the leaves. I still do like playing in the snow like a child. I will roll around it in my ski pants like I'm 5. I do. I admit it. Nobody else in the neighborhood does it. They kind of look out the window at me like, what the hell? And I will play with the little kids in the family and they're like, alrighty then. We don't know about her. Benjamin. Oh, he says, Lady Borgia, have you had any guests on your show helping people to get started using social media to generate any revenue or doing business? No, I don't believe that I have had people specifically I'm giving a show to help people use social media or generate doing business. No, I have not done a show. I could do a show like that and I would be happy to. And if you would like to be on it and you know something about it, I would be happy to do a special on that. I'm pretty much happy to do a special on anything because I love discussion. So
that would be really cool.
It really would. Benjamin says it's become less Angel, but I try to put some time into YouTube, not as much as I hope to. Yeah, and Angel says time with your new daughter is absolutely the most valuable. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's time you cannot get back. God, YouTube will be here.
Right.
Even if it won't, who cares? I mean, it's at the end of the day. No, I haven't done that, and I will look into doing that. That's actually a really good idea for a show. Thank you, Benjamin. And if you'd like to be involved, please email me, and I will start doing the research about that. So anyway, speaking of Christmas and cocoa and sweaters and pumpkins and stuff like that, you have to tell them about this fantastic. I love fireplaces, and one of my favorite things to do when I paint, especially special effects painting or even acrylic painting on like boxes and stuff. I'm not a big fan of canvases, guys. Is when it's snowing and I have my fireplace. I can sit there for hours that way happily. Can you please tell them about your fire crackle thing? It's so cool.
Oh, I'm really obsessed with anything fireplace related, and I don't have one in my bedroom, but my mother bought me a Google Home Mini, that little gray guy, and she bought it for me last Christmas, and I use that thing religiously, like every single night. and I tell it to play the fireplace sounds, and it literally just sounds like a crackling, burning fire all night. Like, and I don't even use it for anything else anymore. I used to like toy with it and be like, "Hey Google," and ask it silly questions. But now I'm like, no, I just put the fireplace on and that's it. So I just listen to that.
I totally I am obsessed with this thing now. I have to go look it up. And she was telling me about getting it when we were doing the pre-interview. And I love a fireplace. And if I don't have one in my living room. I have one in my studio, which is odd, but whatever. But every Christmas, like when they have like that fire, in fact, they have it on Netflix too. They have that fireplace that goes up.
Yes.
I am obsessed with fires, and
Yeah.
I have to put it on the TV. And before I will let anybody open a present on Christmas morning, I'm like, no, 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 the fireplace has to go on.
Yep.
They have to have the fireplace. And they have that one on Hallmark that has like the dogs and the cats, which this is weird. I like, I guess I'm like pretty much rating the different fireplaces on TV, which I'm starting to realize while I'm saying it, like that's kind of strange. But hey, who cares? I love fire.
Yeah.
Which that just sounded odder. Okay, whatever. I do. I love fireplaces. I will admit it. I love fire. It makes me happy. It's cozy.
Yeah.
But hey,
Cozy.
Good Cell Life, what's up? We're talking about fire.
So.
And not in the way that you think. We're not, no, not burning anything down. Fireplaces and how fun and comfortable they are. And Steph has a wonder machine that makes these cool sounds. And I wrote it down so I can get one. And I think I scribbled, no, I have it right here. Google Home Mini, like Alexa for fire. See, here's my notes for the pre-interview.
Yeah.
I really did, because I understand that. And I bought, you can get an electric fireplace that looks really real.
Yeah.
Like they have those Duraflame ones. I actually have had one and it's really, really good. And it works as a heater. And I've actually sat in front of it and it fools you into thinking, and especially with your noises,
Yes.
it would be like the perfect. And then I have these little, I used to hate incense. I don't like using the word hate. Okay, strongly dislike. But
Yep.
I found some that I liked. And then I found these ones that smell like a burning fire, Steph. They're
That's
these like,
awesome.
they're little cedar ones and they're only like that big, and I just put them in a bowl of sand. I have to send you some. They're so good. It smells, so you can put your thing on and then you can smell the fire.
That's awesome.
So, oh, it's John says, hey, oh, Good Cell Life is saying hi to Angel. So at Christmas, I know you do the Polar Express and everything else like that. What are your favorite Christmas traditions with your family other than that on Christmas Eve?
Let's see. Well, Grandma and I, we normally will make some kind of cookies. It's a lot less than we used to do, because I don't like for her to have to do a whole lot. But we usually make pizzelles. So
Oh
yeah.
my God, I love those.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have to get the
And-
recipe from you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's nothing fancy recipe wise, but she has like the really really old maker.
Right.
That, like I'm waiting for it to set me on fire because it's really way old.
Oh my God.
But
The Good Cell Life says, he goes, it's July, no talk of Christmas. But Good Cell Life, haven't you heard of Christmas in July? Hallmark has it. That's how I got like my really cool onesie from Pajamagram. I got it. It was Christmas in July and it was half off because that thing's like ridiculous full price. It's like, what?
those
Yeah,
are really
no.
cool. I did check out that website and it's amazing, like the options that you have.
Is that not? And that you can zip off the feet, but the full price is a little ridiculous.
Yeah, but like you said too, I mean, that's like that's like one of those special things. Like, I mean, if you're gonna get one, I mean, that's probably gonna be the one you're gonna want to get. So
that's true, because and you know what, I've had mine for like 3 years and it still looks new. So I do have to say, if you are going to spend money on one, That's the one to spend money on.
And like you said too, if you get it on sale, then it's really not that big a deal.
No, I got mine for half off, so that was fantastic, and I got it in July. But yeah, they're fantastic. If Good Sale Life, he says, I work at Walmart. We'll be setting up Christmas stuff in a week or two.
I'm going shopping.
What? No, are you serious? Like, for real, you're putting up Christmas stuff in
Good Sale. Do they have new earrings out?
Seriously? No, you've got to be screwing with me.
You know what? I've already seen the Thanksgiving and Halloween out.
Oh my God.
So I believe it because I
wow.
Hobby Lobby, and they already put this stuff out on the shelves like 2 weeks ago or more. I don't even know, but it's been a couple weeks since I've been there.
They keep moving it back and back and back, and they're gonna finally move it back. So it's like the holiday before. It's gonna be like Halloween 2 years. This is for Halloween 2025, but we want to have the sale now because you might friggin' miss it.
Right.
Come on. Like, there used to be a thing like Christmas, because my birthday is near the end of October. It's October 23rd. And, I came close to being born.
You said just kidding.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know. I've seen like early stuff out, and they do Christmas in July, and a lot of Hallmark does it.
I literally did see Halloween and Thanksgiving. So I was like, I believe it.
I believed it too, because I mean, I guess with Hobby Lobby and craft stores, since you start things so early to like make them for the holiday.
Yeah.
But even though at the mall, like around my birthday, when I'm thinking, like, I remember going to the mall in full costume. I was Alice Angel, and I'm walking around, and there was Christmas decorations, and I'm like, what the hell? It's Halloween. Can we just like, can we wait? Yeah, let's enjoy one holiday. And I kind of don't like, more than kind of don't like. I really don't like that Thanksgiving gets ignored. Like, I feel so bad. It's an important holiday. I mean, it's all about giving thanks and eating. And that was my dad's favorite holiday. And sometimes his birthday was on it. And I'm like, what about Thanksgiving? It doesn't, because you don't buy, we buy a lot of food for it. Michelle says her birthday just passed in May. It was Memorial Day weekend. Oh, honey, I wish I knew. I would have told you something.
Birthday.
Happy belated birthday. We're going to have to sing happy birthday to you as well. So, you love to make pizzelles and everything else. That's fantastic. And you love the fireplace.
Yeah.
So, speaking of fire, we're going to have a little fire right now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, things are going to go on fire, my dear. You know it. I had to be going somewhere with all this fire. I mean, I'm not kidding. I love fireplaces as much as you do. And I am the fire queen. I know you go camping. I go to my cabin, which is kind of like, well, it's because I can't lay on the ground because of my arthritis. So I go to a very simple cabin. I'm the fire queen. I build the fire every night, and I do, I cook on it. So like, and I know you just came back from camping. So
yeah.
All righty. Let me switch this off and get it ready. All right, guys. Are you all ready?
Get ready, Michelle.
Get ready, Michelle. I got to take a drink. This is off camera still. Hold on. We've got a little bit of fire coming. Oh, here we go. It's a nice warm fire. Wait, let me make sure I dented one side because I'm a dork. Oops, there we go. There's the good side. And of course I have to tell everything. Why do I have to tell? Okay, anyway, so it is now happy birthday, and I'm going to sing it this time, and hopefully my voice doesn't crack by Peter Brady. So here we go. Happy birthday to you. Oh, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear best friend of my thread staff.
And Michelle.
And Michelle. Happy birthday to you. Make a wish. And people used to pay me to sing. Can you believe that? Okay, make a wish and blow it out. There you go. Michelle, I hope you made a wish too. They're wonderful chocolatey cake. There we
How did
go.
I get to blow that out? That was magic.
The magic of YouTube. Look at that. She blew that out all the way from, look at this. And that was a good blow. That was a blow. Oh, look at, Angel is spamming it. Wow, that is so cool. That is the coolest trolling I've ever seen in my life.
It is.
That's another like Hall of Fame. I have so many Hall of Fame moments and I need to make t-shirts for them all, which is something I'm learning about doing. I'm learning so many. That's one thing. In like a couple months, I've learned so much stuff and there's like so much more to learn. But so happy birthday to Steph and Michelle. Yeah, they are. Yeah, look.
My husband always buys those.
The whole box.
I'm totally telling my husband that you put up candles and some ding dongs for me.
I did. Well, because you know what? I always like go to get like
it's perfect.
I go to get a cake or a cupcake and I'm like, what if I drop it and like mess it up and then it's like a disaster and then it looks like crap. So I'm like, it's safer to get something that I'm not gonna hurt. And it's still because even the ding dongs, like look what I did to them. Oh, now I'll show you.
I love it.
Look at that side. It's like all dented because it was hot out and I grabbed it and I'm like, oh crap. I'm like, well, just turn it around so she doesn't see it and I'll make the little cake out of it. So yes, I bought you a giant box and it's the big box.
Throw it in the fridge. You'll be all right.
Oh, that's such a good idea. I would have never thought of that.
They're so good in the fridge.
Oh, look at this. Oh my God. I didn't know. Look at the back of the box. There's white ding dongs.
Yes, those are my husband's favorite.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Who knew? I've got, oh my God. Well, this box is your box of ding dongs. And
I don't think I ever knew what a ding dong was until I met my husband.
I think that's freaking hysterical that your husband loves them. And that's what I chose to get. So for both of you guys, yeah, I know these ones don't make noise. I have to pretend. I thought they made noise. I sound like a bird. I sound like a ridiculous bird. Oh, Angel says she wants a bite that looks so good. Michelle is blushing. And Angel wants ding dongs. Honey, here you go. Here, let me get you another. I will pass it. I really wish I could. Here's a ding dong. That's for Angel. Hostess. You guys, you know what? I was so upset when Hostess went away. Like I don't eat junk food that often, but when they killed Hostess, I was like, but Hostess has been around for 80 years and it's so sad. And then they brought Hostess back. You were sad too?
Yeah, I was. Because it's just, you grew up with it, you know?
Exactly. And that was part of my thing. Because I was like, not that I eat it very often, but it's just like a standby. And I was so... option. Exactly. When I was told like you can't have it ever again, I was just like so sad. But it came back and now like I make Hostess a part of Hostess better send me some damn PR because I make part of it like birthdays all the time. So Hostess, I don't know what Hostess PR might be. That's a little scary, but
that would be awesome.
That would be cool. I saw Jeffree Star got Taco Bell PR and
I was just gonna say that. Did you see it?
I didn't get to see it yet, but I'm like, I didn't get a chance. I was busy today, and I'm like, what is Taco Bell?
I won't spoil it.
Okay, because I was dying to know what the hell is Taco Bell PR? Like, is it a T-shirt? Is it a taco? Is it what the hell is it?
I can't even.
I'm dying.
Well, let's put it this way: he got more than one thing.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. I saw that and I was like, I want to watch it so bad. And I was like, because I have a bad habit when I'm working on YouTube things.
Yeah.
I'll go to do something and then I get sidetracked because I'm like, oh, but I want to. And I started making a rule. I'm like, you have to finish. So I'll start clicking on things, or like Jeffree Star. I made like a list, makeup to watch later. And I made different categories of playlists. Because if I just put everything in watch later, it's never going to get seen. I'll never go back. It's just too much stuff. But that is one that I went, okay, no, you're not allowed to watch it right now because you will never finish everything you need to finish with work and YouTube and whatnot. But I'm dying to see. I love Jeffree Star. Do you love Jeffree Star?
I do. I know some people don't, but I've been watching him for quite a few years, and I don't know, he makes me laugh.
Yeah, me too. I mean, sometimes there's once in a while he goes a little bit too far and I cringe, but
he does.
He does. But I love him and I love the makeup and I love, like, if I could have a wish, one of the wishes would be like every single liquid lip velour that he has, because
yes,
you can use them for like eyeshadow and eyeliner and lipstick, and like it's like the most versatile product.
And his colors are beautiful.
They're so sick.
Yep.
It's like, oh, if I could have something, I would definitely, because you can use them and then you can use them like as a base for underneath color to bring the color out. And so I'm slowly collecting. I did order and oh, it's arriving tomorrow and I'm going to do a video on it. The Pride collection of the minis.
Oh yeah.
I got it because I thought to myself, I was like, well, you know what? That's a good buy because how often do you use a lipstick until it runs out if it doesn't dry out first? Unless it's like your favorite color.
I agree.
And because one of them, like the Smashbox liquid lips are one of my favorites. And I used up the red, the Boz, and I had to go get another one. But for the most part, you don't use them up.
Right.
And so I was like, well, that's cool. And then I was like, honestly, that's actually not a bad buy. It comes out to be, I bought them before they went on sale and I was kind of ticked. I was like, damn, it went down to $36, but I may not have gotten it. So I'm glad I got it.
You have to go with that.
Yeah. And you can't go wrong. $6.50 a piece, and you can use them for eyeliner, lipstick, like inner, like you can put it in your waterline, you can put it as eyeshadow. I was like, it's a multi-use product that you can really use for like a ton of things. So I was like justifying it. But it's true.
Considering how you like to do the special effects makeup, I mean, you're gonna use it up more than, maybe the average person.
That very good point. That's part of the reason I got it, because the other thing that I want is this one specific palette from Mayron, and I'm going to get it in August, but I have a lot of characters that I want to do that I do need those colors for and stuff like that. So yeah, actually that is part of the reason I got it, because it's such a multi-use product. And I have not forgotten, I am going to be doing the Nutcracker tutorial for you. I remember this one.
I love the Nutcracker one.
I was so excited that you liked it, and I wasn't sure if people because they liked him on Instagram, but I'm like, I don't know, we'll see. And then people have been seeing them lately, and as soon as it cools down a little bit, I'll be doing them more. It's just hard because I like to use a lot of water activated paints.
Yeah.
So if it's sweaty, it kind of, I have a spray to set it, but that's kind of hard to work with it. And that's one of the reasons Patsy, she's going to come on and I'm going to morph into Patsy as the shapeshifter extraordinaire, but it's a little hard if you're sweaty to make it work. So let's see. Michelle says, I'll talk to you on Wednesday. I'm going to wear a nice outfit for that day. No worries, love it all. Yes, Michelle is going to be on next Wednesday. She's part of the Disabilities panel. That's fantastic. And Angel, she likes the one when my cat was acting crazy. He has never done that in his life, slapped me in the face like that. He is my Dr. Will. He is my hero. But which is one thing I want to talk about, Steph, before I let her go. And I know I'm keeping her a very long time, but most of my guests know that usually this runs at least 2.5 hours long. It's we talk. I don't do skim the surface ones. Let's get in there and talk about things. And but he's my hero. And yeah, Christmas Eve, that was funny. All of a sudden, like, I think he had enough of the pictures. He just turned around and whacked me right in the nose. He was like, bam. And then he did it again, but with no claws. So I was like, all right, I get it. No more pictures. I just got told by my kitty to stop. So speaking of which, tell about the pets that you have. Well, no, I can't call them pets. Your furry babies.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I have two dogs. I have a cat. I have a bunny, and I have a hamster. A little zoo.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that. So where did you get them all? How did you come by them?
So my when I got my first dog, well, okay, I gotta have my cat first. My first cat I got from the animal shelter. I rescued her. And then the first dog I got was a rescue in Pennsylvania. We actually, my husband and I, we were camping where we just went this last weekend.
Oh, cool.
And we happened to go to like this it was like a kind of like a craft festival, like they had a sawmill center, and they were doing like a chainsaw like wood carving event.
Right.
And we just thought we would stop and check it out, and they had like a little tent set up, and one of the vendors was a rescue, and they were selling like dog treats. So I thought, oh, I'll get a dog treat for my grandma, because she's got a dog, so I'll pick up some treats for her doggy.
Great.
And then they just happened to have one puppy there, and of course, you never hold the puppy.
No, once you hold the puppy, it's all over.
Yeah. I was like, oh my goodness, like, why is this a puppy? Why let me take him home? And they were like, he's a rescue. Like, he had a hernia, and it was from a breeder, and the breeder was going to put him down because he wasn't worth any money. And I'm like, over a hernia? And they were like, yeah, we worked out a deal with this breeder, even though we don't condone what they do. They've worked out a deal that they will take any of their, bad ones.
Yeah, so, some breeders can be a little rough about it.
Yeah. So they take them, and so yeah, I just had to, basically, I told them, I said, I'm not from the area, but like, we come down here all the time. I can drive down in a day and come back. So we filled out an application, and then, went through the process, and then adopted them. And then the second one was actually through the same rescue place. They posted something on Facebook about another dog that they had with a bum leg. So we adopted that one through the same place. And then the bunny I got was just like a bunny at a pet store that I was like, oh my God, I have to have it. And then
I can't blame you.
The same.
I'm a sucker for furry people, and
yeah.
If I had more room, I have 2 cats and a dog, and they're all rescues. And if I had room, I would just keep going.
Yeah.
But I would add a horse too.
You have to say no at some point, but it's like, you want to save them all.
Yes. I love them all. I want them all. I used to have pet rats also, and they're so smart. They used to they knew how to play games. They're actually like little dogs. People don't realize like how smart they are. And I would have to put my cats away because I also had cats, and that's like a frightening thought. I was like, if my cat ever killed my other baby, like that's just that's like traumatizing. Like, what do you? It's something I was like. So I would put the cats. We had a finished basement with a rec room and everything else. So I would put them down there and shut the door. It was hardly a hardship. Please. They had their litter box and their food and an entire level of the house, so they were fine. And I would let the rats out, and they would chase me up the stairs to the second floor, and then chase me back down. And they would play little games, and I had like a little travel box to take them because we had rentals in a little house that our family used to go to at the beach, and They were so cute. They would sit on my shoulders while I like sat in the morning and had coffee. And I think that, wow, that was like when I used to get a newspaper. I haven't
No.
had I haven't had one of those in a long. I know you can still get them, but I'm
Right.
trying to think the last time I actually got one. I stopped because they were like too much, just like garbage to have. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, they would sit and hold my ears. Amaryllis and Delphinia. They were so cute. They don't live especially long. They only live about 2 to 5 years. But your hamster up in the house records. Hello, good to see you again. Always good to see you up in the house records. We're talking about animals and our furry kids, and we sang happy birthday to Steph, best friend in your thread, and Michelle, because I missed it her birthday. I didn't know. So I am always happy. And we had the ding dong party because you can't go wrong with Hostess. Hostess is good.
Right.
The only thing I was just upset when they changed the recipe of the Twinkie and made it taste weird, but I don't know
Yeah.
if they turned it back. Did they ever turn it back? Because it wasn't the same.
I don't know, but I know what you're talking about when it was like, this isn't the same. This isn't what I remember anyhow.
No, they made it like weird, but I had hamsters. Well, I didn't mean to have hamsters. My friend, two sisters, one of them I went to high school with, they went, we were like at Woolworths or something. I don't even know where we were that there was a Woolworths, but we were, it's like some strange mall and they had like a pet department and they decided, oh, let's get hamsters. And they bought all the stuff to go with it. And they're like, okay. And we left. And then they're like, we can't bring it home. I'm like, okay, what the hell does that mean? And they're like, can you take it for a night? And I had a friend who, had his own apartment. He was a little bit older, and I was like, all right, we'll bring it over there. And I asked him, I'm like, can I keep this hamster here? And needless to say, the hamster never left because their parents said no. And they didn't bother to ask, were they boy or a girl? They just thought they were two girls. And no, that was a boy and that was a girl. So we had lots of jelly beans not long later. And then we had 2 cages with like 8 gazillion. And then somebody thought it was really funny once they were in the bathroom at a party to mix them. And then we had more babies. And
no.
yeah, somebody who had one too many a beer, this was later on down the road, decided to put a male in the female cage.
Oh no. Oh God.
Yeah, that was special. That was great. Oh, Majesty TV, bye bye, sweetheart. I'm glad to see you. Yeah, we are wrapping it up in a second. We're just finishing up the pets. We've sang happy birthday. We've talked about many things. For the people on the replay, thank you so much for listening to the replay. I know you will enjoy it immensely, as I have. Stephanie has told some amazing stories. I've told some interesting ones in between, and we've had the chat tell some interesting earphones. Oh, Michelle said I had to charge my Bluetooth earphones, so I have no other earphones to use. I'm fine. No worries, dear. I'm still here. Oh, wonderful to know. Fantastic. And Up in the House Records is laying down, which is the prone position is where I probably will be soon because on the East Coast, it is heading towards 10 o'clock. So for Steph and I, it is just about night time. At least for me, I'm not a super late night girl, but
I'm actually getting there.
are you? Well, yeah,
Yes.
you're shifting off of, I can. Sometimes I wake up in the night and it's really funny. The few times that I wake up in the night and I can't sleep, if I go into YouTube to watch TV, like to watch TV. Well, it is TV. It's YouTube TV. That's what I think of as watching TV now. The last couple times Razor's been on, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I woke up last night and I didn't even think about it. I should have gone to check and see if Razor was on, because normally that ends up making me laugh and then I get tired and go back to sleep.
Yes.
So thank you everybody for coming. Thank you everyone who listens to the replay. Happy birthday to Steph, a week early. Kick off her birthday, because everybody's special and should celebrate their birthday for a whole entire month or at least a week. And I'm glad I got to surprise you. I was sneaking fast when we took that bathroom break. I did use the bathroom, but I was like, I had everything laid out, like just out of sight. I love a good surprise. So thank you all. Happy belated birthday to Michelle. Thank you everyone for coming. And I will return on Monday with Lady Borgia Live at 7 p.m. Eastern. And on Wednesday, we will have a really big special event, special edition news stories, disabilities discussion, which is physical, mental, caregivers, educators, family. Everybody, please come, because it's not only to bring awareness, it's to learn from each other and also to learn from anybody who's in the chat. It's very interactive. We are going to go for it and have a big discussion. And then some of those people are going to come back on their own as well. There is already an event for it. I was going to link it below and I forgot to do that, but it's on my page and you can go to the event. It's on my channel. So Angel is singing to Michelle and Stephanie one last time. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, Stephanie, Michelle, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, Stephanie and Michelle, happy.
Aww.
So happy birthday to Stephanie and Michelle. I love you all. Thank you for being on, Stephanie. I have had a wonderful time.
Thank you. Thank
all right.
you very
and
much.
I look forward to you being on the next adult event, because it would not be the same without you.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
All right. You rock. I love you all. You all rock. Good night, Lady Borgia.
Good night.